Alright, so we should be live. Everything should be set up and ready to go, and we're just going to be continuing our Pittsburgh Pirates franchise here on MLB The Show 23. Don't mind this giant yellow blanket that I have myself wrapped up in, but it's pretty freaking cold in my house right now, so I'm probably going to be playing from underneath this blanket. But there's one small update to give you guys as we head into this game, and that is just in regards to some equipment that I edited for the Pittsburgh Pirates. But we're probably going to be playing this game with Jack Leiter against the Washington Nationals. And Leiter is 72 MLB potential, so he's our third pitcher. And then I'm probably going to want to play a game with Priester sometime in the near future. I actually just played this last game with Mike Clevenger, and he had a really good outing. We ended up winning that game 3-1. But the update in terms of the equipment is that we edited, or I should say fixed up the equipment for all of the young guys like Maynard, Tavares, who came over in that trade with Brian Reynolds. We needed to kind of fix it so that he had the proper equipment and everything. But I can kind of show you guys, what we got going on equipment-wise. I tried to ditch the stance socks as much as I could for the Pirates, because the Pirates' stance socks in the game, I think, are not, number one, reflective of the actual real-life stance socks, and they just look like crap within the game. So if we go to equipment, I can show you guys those real quick. That's what they look like. I mean, from a distance, they're not terrible, but they just don't go with most of the uniforms that they've got going on. I'm pretty sure the actual Pirates stance socks have the city skyline or bridges or something on them. Sorry, I'm just looking over because I'm checking the connection. It kind of lets me know it's actually pretty nice the way that this stream is set up now, that it contains information about the stream quality and whether or not it's properly I guess utilizing my Wi-Fi. I pay for kind of pretty high-speed Wi-Fi, and sometimes the connection dips. I guess it depends on how many people are actually utilizing the network within the neighborhood at that given point in time. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, Aiden, and what is that, Matrix Gaming. Thank you guys for popping into the chat. Thank you guys for being subscribed. I think I have subscriber mode turned on during this stream, so if you guys are watching and you're not subscribed, make sure you do subscribe so that you guys can participate in the comment section. But I guess let's just go ahead. I know we're a little bit early into the stream, a little bit early. I said it would be set to 7 o'clock, but let's go ahead and play this game. I want to make sure one setting is set up correctly. I'm switching it so that auto fielding is on. I had it set this way last year. I know it's kind of a cop-out, but I'm so tired of there's so many different times where you get into a play and you just simply can't tell where the ball is going. And I'm sure there might be better settings for that in terms of once the ball bounces off of the wall, figuring out where it's going to go and where you need to position your player. But I just find it to be easier if you just let the players do it themselves. We're going to rock the 1994 home uniforms. This is one of my favorites, and I figure we might as well mix that in once in a while. We'll go clear skies again. Josiah Gray is only a 73 overall, so we have a pretty even matchup. The only problem here is that we have a couple of players that are getting tired now. So I got to look to potentially sub some guys in. We want Tavares out there in center field. And Sawinski can play in left or right. He can sub in for Kutch or he can sub in for Maynard. Let's go ahead and sub in for Kutch. and we'll just operate from there. That looks pretty good. What's up, Max? Appreciate you tuning in. This is actually Season 2, not Season 3. So this is the 2024 season, which is technically Season 2.
So, almost ready to get underway. And on the mound for the Pirates, Jack Leiter. Not the best results a year ago, looking for better this season, Chris.
Yeah, and I think this guy understands that if he doesn't make quicker adjustments and show improvement, that the patience that his manager has will not last as long as it did last year. So we'll see if he can get off to a great start. Perhaps the work that he did in the offseason.
Hopefully we can get set up with a nice early successful start for Leiter here. He's very much a young pitcher, needs a lot of work. I don't see him being like a lights out type of ace right away for us. So we kind of have to be careful with the way we're pitching. Luckily, this is a pretty good matchup to start off with, all things considered. The Nationals roster is just not very good at this point. What's up, Maddox? Appreciate you tuning in, man. Show my jersey in the background. It is over there. All right, I'll show you guys it real quick. Let me ditch this blanket. Oh, shoot. Let me switch the camera so I can actually see. So that's my jersey, my high school jersey. Max was asking me about that today. So I try to put that in the background a little bit. I try to angle this so I'm centered. Slightly, anyway. All right, cool. Switch this back over. Should be good. All right, Aiden. See you in a bit.
The 1-0.
I hate whenever I play batters that swing their bat into the zone on their stance. It messes with my what do you call it? Meter. Because like the meter overlaps where he swings his bat into the zone. Watch it on this pitch. You guys will see what I'm talking about. It like messes with my timing because the bat distracts me from the meter. See?
This one popped up. Cruz heads towards it.
Oh, that's right. We're on auto.
That gets down for a hit. So they get a man aboard.
Okay, hold on a second. So maybe it's not auto fielding that I want to be on. Pitching interface. Position indicator. Displays a hit trail that must be tracked with a stretched out catch region. Drifting ball. The size of the region scales based on the fielder's ability. Dive jump. I hate throw canceling off. I don't know why they changed this stuff. If it wasn't broken, don't fix it. Camera hitting view. Vertical camera movement, horizontal display, fielding aids on. I didn't really want to have to mess with this stuff. The ball will land in the middle of the ball marker. CPU pitch suggestion, route to ball indicator. Route to ball indicator, precise directional chevron or arrow displays showing the exact route a player should take. Catch position indicator accuracy. CPU pitch suggestion. I don't care about that. Route to ball indicator. I think that's what I'm looking for. I don't know. We'll try that. Like that ball shouldn't have dropped. Oh well.
Anything but pretty.
Yeah, we
right
did.
There,
we got our
take
names
it
on the back
every
of our
time.
jerseys.
Kinda
I don't know
your
if they
classic
still do
jam
that.
shot blooper right there. Made a good pitch on the inside. Gotten to hit it off the handle, but he still muscled it out there. You just have to tip your cap.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. There's no reason they shouldn't give you your name on the back of your jersey when you graduate if you're getting the jersey.
Off the outside
Not that
edge.
expensive.
Pretty easy to give
I would
up on that
imagine to
pitch
actually
right
get the
there.
name put
Started on
back.
the edge of the plate with the spin. You know it's going to finish well off the plate.
On the ground, 2-ball. Quick feed to second for 1. And it's a double play to end the inning.
Double play to end the inning.
Bottom of the
That kind of
first.
switched up the defensive side of things. I don't know. I'm going to have to play with settings.
And
It seems like I finally got the color deal kind of figured out. Where's
lined
your
into
glove
left
hit ball?
center, base hit.
Hopefully it's coming through with the correct display now. I had to turn off HDR to get it to capture kind of the right
Jamar
colors.
Johnson didn't play in the day game yesterday, so he should be fresh for this one. Pitch misses inside, and
Good,
that's ball
Jamar.
1. That's inside. Swing and a ball lifted left
Kind of
field.
needed to run up to that one to be able to make contact.
Puts it away, and there's one away.
I didn't switch my
Now
difficulty
batting
yet.
Key Brian Hayes. Good contact guy, good defender.
That's
Now
a
high
beauty.
fly ball out to left center.
Maybe not hit
Turns
as
to the
well as
right
I
on the
thought it
move.
was.
Pulls it in on the run. And there's 2 down. Here's O'Neal Cruz.
I was right on it. Just didn't quite hit that in the exact spot I needed to.
First pitch doesn't find the zone.
He really committed to that fastball up at the top of the zone. He knows that if he makes a mistake in the zone, it gets hit hard by a power guy like this. That's a nice miss right there.
For right now, I'm streaming it just because I've been enjoying streaming it, not having
That's off the
to
mark. 2-1.
go through and cut these videos. It's a ton of work to cut the actual Pirates videos because they can be, you know, as you've seen, upwards of 3 hours, 4 hours worth of content that I then have to cut into a video,
Squeezes it, and that is
which
that.
is very, very tedious. So it's a
New
ton of
inning
work
getting
to do that.
started. Now the
If I got
left
somebody
fielder,
that
Alex
could actually
Call.
cut the videos for me,
Pitch.
then I would certainly do it. I
Very
would certainly
high with that
stream
one.
everything and then
1-0.
have it cut into proper videos.
Now fly
Ooh.
ball to right center. Tavares settles under it. And puts the squeeze on that. And there's 1 down.
I'm still...
And now
What is happening? Because it's not giving me any of that indication that it's supposed to. Auto fielding off. Auto infield jump reaction, dive reaction. I don't know.
now it's Keibert Ruiz.
What's up, Evan? No, you didn't miss anything. I just kind of said that I did a little bit of equipment
That first
updating for
offering
this
is
team.
fouled off.
So you should
Second
see a
inning
little bit
here,
better
no score.
equipment overall. And that was about it. And then we just hopped into this game with Jack Leiter.
Ripped to third and caught.
I don't know that I want
This
that it's
lineup's going to
giving
have to
me a
find
base
a way to
to
make him work a little harder out.
Sorry, I'm going to keep jumping into settings until I get this right. It's kind of bugging me. Now what? Now I'm just confusing myself. Where was... It was under display. Base play icon off. Catch position indicator accuracy. Okay.
There on the mound. I mean, he is just mowing them down. He's settling in. You got to make him uncomfortable. Maybe step out of the box, call timeout, do whatever it takes.
Spring break is starting early. Does that mean that it's going to be longer, or is it just early and it's the same amount of time? Because any
It's a good miss.
added time you could get off for spring break is always great. Bruh, come on.
Swing.
I don't know how I feel about this slider for lighter. It's like a changeup or something, not really a slider.
Got him looking.
Oh, okay, so this guy's zone is a little bit off.
To end the inning. Nothing doing for Washington.
Longer
We'll go to the bottom of the second.
Well, I hope everything's going all right, man.
Bottom half of inning number 2. And now here's the veteran DH,
Yeah, I'll take
Gio
that makeup
Urshela.
call for sure.
That's to third.
Should've swung on that, not so early.
Fires across the diamond. That's one out the bottom of the second.
Shout out to Evan for being in the chat, and shout out to Kenji. I missed your first comment. Appreciate you
Here's
tuning in.
Leody Taveras.
And appreciate you dropping comments in the chat. Participate.
Yeah, the first
If
offering
Taveras
is not close.
continues his performance, this
He
dude
has a
might have to get a
reputation. I don't know,
potential
maybe
off
a
of
knack
us.
for working himself out of tough situations that he finds himself
He has
in.
been
You
lights
like that
out
in
so
a
far.
relief
Batting
pitcher, but when you
800.
have it for a
I know we're
starting
only a few
pitcher, a guy
games
that
in,
can
but
get out of a tight spot. That is pretty
he's
valuable.
been a monster.
Swing and a high fly
Couldn't get
ball
up to
out
that
there
one.
towards
Not
left
quite.
field. Call settles under it and makes the catch. That's out number 2.
And you won't
This is
see the
that my
skipper
timing
rush
was
to
off.
get
I
somebody
almost
up
got
in a
up to it, but
bullpen
yeah,
as
my
soon as he
timing
starts to
and
see some
getting to it
signs
was
of
off.
trouble. This guy's earned a longer leash, and because of that, confidence grows.
No,
with
I
the
don't have
players and
long-term
teammates
plans
playing
for
behind
Brian
him
Reynolds.
when
Actually,
things
that
get a
guy that
little
you just
rough
saw
out
up to
there,
bat,
they know he'll
Taveras,
find his
was
way
the
through
main
it.
piece that I got back in the trade for Brian Reynolds. I sent Brian Reynolds to the Rangers, who is kind of their top candidate trade partner in real life.
Swing and a miss.
I have nothing
That's
against
strike
Brian
2.
Reynolds.
How
I
much
think that you know, long term, especially on a competitive team, he should be a corner
of the
outfielder, not a
ability
center
to
fielder.
do that in a tight
But
spot
I don't see
is
the Pirates
mental
keeping him
approach.
around.
I
Honestly,
think it's
see
very
him
much
trading
being
him.
able to have a laser-like focus, slow everything down, stay right in that moment, pitch to pitch, execution, and
Oh,
focusing
we
on
almost
that
smoked
catcher's
that
mitt.
down the line. Appreciate you watching that. You watched the whole almost 4-hour episode on your flight.
Righty
That's awesome, man.
delivers.
I really
Still
appreciate
2-2
the
after the
dedication.
foul ball.
And hopefully, I think you were one of the ones before that said you're not a big fan of doing these videos stream style.
Next offering is
But
outside.
hopefully I'm keeping it at least contained enough to the Pirates that it's at least interesting for the entire time of the stream, you know?
In the air, left side. And he makes the catch. And that is the third out.
Not sure how long we'll
Welcome
go
back.
today,
And now
to be
Taylor
honest
Motter.
with you, but I
And the
have
pitch.
blocked off enough time that we could
There's a
potentially
strike.
go for a few
Motter
hours.
goes 6'1".
I have a couple of
Getting
buddies that
seventh in
are
today's lineup.
interested in
He
playing
joined
some
the team
Among
as a
Us or
free
some
agent.
Fall Guys today, though, so
Foul
whenever
ball
they're
there.
ready to do that, I might hop over. I do kind of want to stream some Among Us, not going to lie, but my requirement for that is I need to make sure that I get the audio set up properly, because I want to make sure that I can be in a chat with them
Here comes
to
the
be
pitch.
able to, like, you know, actually play Among
It's
Us.
softly on the ground, left side.
Okay, I see what it's doing
Pays
now.
to
So
first. They go 5-3 for the first out as the third
kinda
baseman makes the
see
play
what
from
the
the
settings are
shortstop
doing now.
spot in the ship.
But anyway,
Here's
I
Lee
want to be able to
Thomas.
be in a chat with them to play Among Us, but I also want you guys to be able to hear my
And
voice
that
and
one
everything.
fouled
You would be
off.
surprised how complicated it is
6'1"
to get
righty,
everything set up
23
properly,
years
because I
old.
can't just be in a
former
PlayStation
first-round
party
pick in 2021.
because it won't
And
then
it goes
properly.
just foul.
It won't then properly record my voice. It'll dedicate that to the PlayStation party, and if my volume's going to my mic from the game, then it won't record the game volume. It's complicated. Has to do with getting a splitter and stuff like that. But now that PlayStation is associated
Foul ball,
or
it
has
stays nothing
the
in two.
Discord feature,
Man,
I
you'd
can
like to have that pitch
hopefully
back.
jump into a Discord call, and that won't be an issue. All of that
Next
to say
one
it's
misses.
complicated,
Yeah,
more
the count 1
complicated
and 2.
than I initially thought it would be. Was it a trade that the CPU offered you? And I'm curious how the trade logic is this year. It's not a trade that they offered me. But the trade value this year is still not perfect. I'll say that to start off with. It does seem to be improved a little bit, though. I was able to get essentially 3 B potential players for 91 overall Brian Reynolds. So kind of keep that in mind. So, but 3 good B potential players. I got some of the major players that the Rangers are talking about giving up for Reynolds. The Pirates obviously want a Juan Soto type of deal in return, which I don't think they're going to get. They want like 6 prospects and 6 top prospects for Reynolds, which is kind of justified. But I ended up getting Jack Leiter, who's on the mound for us now, Kumar Rocker, who's another pitching prospect, and then Leody Taveras, that center fielder, so that they could get a star player to their team. So it is a win-win situation in my mind because they have a lot of higher-rated pitching prospects than Leiter and Rocker. I think Cashin checks, who if you haven't checked out his streams, you guys should. I think he's on Twitch right now. But he said that I think Rocker had Tommy John surgery, which is the reason he kind of moved down the board a bit. What's up, Steven? Appreciate you tuning in, man.
The 1-2. Just missed.
It's a good take.
2-2 now.
Ooh, okay.
Hammer, base hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away. Man at first with 1 gone.
Crap.
And now up for Washington.
Yeah, in my opinion, it was a pretty fair trade. Like, if I'm going to give up Brian Reynolds, that's kind of what I need to get back in return at a minimum. You know what I mean?
Today he's starting at first. Hit pretty well in the air
Come
out
on,
to
what's
center.
that reaction?
No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. Out number 2.
All right, good catch.
So the Nats lineup turns over. Here's CJ
Whenever I
Abrams
get out
to
of this
hit.
game, I'll specifically go back in and show that again. The first 2 streams, yeah, this is number 3. So the first 2 streams are up on the channel. If you go under the live section, you can go back and watch episode 1 and 2 and see everything that we did to get to this point at the beginning of year 2.
In the dirt, but kept close. Runner holds.
But I will,
Count goes to 1 and 2.
after this game, hopefully remember to recap it a little bit, like show you the actual players and everything that we got for that
still 1
trade.
and 2 count. Thomas off of first with 2 away.
Let's go fastball up and away.
Next offering upstairs.
Again, swing
Really
up
good
top.
take, especially with 2 strikes.
There's a good curveball.
Right-hander kicks, deals. Swing and a ball popped up. And that'll get down for a hit. They stop the lead runner at second. Now 2 on with 2 outs.
Well,
Yeah,
that
we
may
gotta be
end up
careful
being an
here.
at-bat we go back to later on when this game is over.
We gotta be able to work
Exactly
through these
barreled
with
the
Leiter,
baseball
though.
there, but he stayed on it,
This
and he
is, of
stayed
course,
through
we're going
it
up
well
against the
enough.
dude
Punts
whose
it the other
bat
way for
swings
base
into the
hit.
middle
Runner in
of
scoring
the
position now and a good opportunity
mirror.
to push
Okay.
across the first run of the ballgame.
Let's, while we're at it, let's play around with a little bit of camera angles. Camera, pitching view, outfield. What do you guys play on? Pitcher?
2 outs. Couple of base runners at first and
Ooh,
second.
that's like way
1-1.
closer than I like, and that still doesn't
And that
solve
one is
the
lifted
issue.
in the air. Maynard under it. And that'll
Good
do it.
out.
So the Nats leave a pair.
I need the camera to be
And welcome
offset.
back. And the batter now, Mason Martin.
We're having a hard time drafting a generational talent. I thought they were more available this year. Also having a hard time finding a
Gray,
good
back to
A
work.
or B potential catcher. Any tips?
Off the mark there.
Yeah,
Ball
so I have found a couple of generational type of players. This guy that we're actually, no, not Mason Martin, sorry. The right fielder that I have on the team. Where am I going here? what's the best way to look at this? Manager, substitutions. It's not. Anyway. What's up, Ozzy? Appreciate you tuning in. The guy that I have in right field, we drafted as a 72 overall with high B potential. So I would kind of, I guess I would classify him as a generational talent. Like, he's able to start for me at the beginning of this year, because he came in with a bat that was like already in the 70s and pretty good power. And then I am doing a Oakland A's franchise where I was able to draft like a 75 overall A potential pitcher with their, I think they have the 6th overall draft pick. So what I've seen, though, because I've now done multiple draft classes with multiple teams, is it just depends. Sometimes the draft, sometimes the draft class is better, and sometimes it's not.
So the batting order turns over.
That's it seems like it fluctuates year to year, and it seems like I've had a couple where I've done multi-year sims where the draft class was kind of not great in multiple years in a row. So I think you will find occasionally generational talents, but you're going to need to be up towards the top of the draft. And if you're not, you're probably not going to be able to get them.
In the dirt. No advance. Good job behind the
guy actually that we drafted with our first overall pick with the Pirates here, Monty Maynard, the right fielder that's a 72, was actually projected as an unranked talent, and we scouted him, and he turned out to be basically the top talent in the draft class. So they are there. You might just not know that they're there. You kind of have to go exploring for them. But we did this draft twice with them, where the first time through we didn't take Maynard hoping that he would fall, and he got taken in the first round. So those players will go pretty much in the first round. It's not saying you can't find them later, but we had to redo the draft once I kind of got some experience under my belt and said, okay, well, we're not going to let this guy slip. We know that he's a top talent, so we're going to take him, even though it looks like the CPU shouldn't be taking him.
He's looking for a ground ball to get a double play and out of this jam.
TV and phone right together.
Oh! Ground ball to first. Mendoza to second.
Come on, get to third. Nice play.
What a twin killing to end the inning. So no runs here on a base hit, no errors, and
an 80 overall, 90 to 99 potential. I have not seen that at all. I have not seen an 80 overall player in any of the close to 10 draft classes I've seen.
A wind of the pitch. In for a strike. It's over.
All right, let's play with this again. Now, as far as drafting a catcher, I feel like in every... What's up, Nicholas? Appreciate you tuning in. About time I went live again. I've been live a couple of times recently, man. What was I going to say? The A or B potential catcher, I have found a few in the draft classes that I've seen, but it seems to just kind of depend on the draft. Like, some drafts it's heavy towards pitchers, and some drafts it's heavy towards outfielders. Sometimes it's infielders. Rarely is it catcher, but I've seen a couple of draft classes where there were a couple of very good catchers. Display, camera, pitching view, pitcher center, pitcher offset, pitcher wide, pitcher zoom, catcher, catcher far. I've seen a lot of people say they play from the catcher view when pitching. Offset, maybe? What does that look like?
Oh, he's looking great so far. It helps.
What the heck? Okay, I don't want to pitch from that angle. Offset. So these are the batter ones. Zoom, custom, broadcast. I guess broadcast is just as good as we're gonna get.
80% of your first pitches are strikes.
I just hate
he might be able to go
whenever
the distance if he keeps this up.
Bat interferes with that meter.
The wind to kick the pitch. Slice to right.
Now, the one question I would have is when these guys are posting that they're getting these 80-plus overall players with 99 potential.
Had him out front for strike 3.
Can you tell when that is in the franchise? Because I could certainly see people for content's sake making up that player. You know what I mean? Like they draft somebody and they boost his ratings and then, you know, post, oh yeah, I got this crazy 80-plus generational talent that's A potential.
The wind of the pitch.
I'm not saying that those guys don't exist. I just haven't seen them yet. I'm like 3 years into an Oakland A's one where I'm like, you know, trying to go quick to try to get as much experience with the drafting system as possible. And the best one I've seen was the 75A starting pitcher that I got.
Hebert Ruiz. He's 0 for 1. And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
We'll go out of here, though, and once this game's over, I'm going to show you guys the players that we got for Reynolds, just in case people are not familiar. And then I'll also take a look at the players drafted around the league, so you can kind of get an idea of what to expect, or what I've been experiencing, because it sounds like we're experiencing the same thing, where we're not seeing generational players.
And leading off the bottom of the 4th, Key Brian Hayes. First offering.
Still no runs. I feel like I should have some by now, but got to block in.
That one drilled.
Please tell me that's out of here. I mean, that was destroyed. Yep. Easy home run. Key Brian Hayes. Let's go.
An absolute blast to left. His second of the year, and they grab the lead. It's 1-0.
I will say, I've already said this in the past couple of streams, but the presentation and everything combined with the hitting being better this year represents or gives a very satisfying feeling when you actually hit one out. Whenever you hit something like that, you're not left wanting for anything. You get a really nice presentation, animation, whatever you want to call it. Bat sound, all that. How many pitches can a pitcher have this year? It's the same number. 5, I think, is the max. Same as it's been in the past. They didn't update that. That's gone. O'Neill. Boom. Back-to-back jacks, baby. We got the trophy.
And they boost their lead. It's 2-0.
I found a few gems that went unsigned as free agents. It's been slightly more effective for me than drafting was. I've also found a couple of gems. We actually signed a couple here with the Pirates that went undrafted. Not as many players going undrafted this year as in prior years, though.
Those guys get to slap hands at home plate. This is the kind of thing that can really fire up a ball club.
In my opinion, in prior years, I saw a lot more players go undrafted that had good potential, like A's and B's in the 40s, 50s, and so on.
First pitch doesn't find the zone.
So here's Leody Taveras, our top trade piece in return for Reynolds.
Ground ball to the right side, and it finds its way through for a hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Just one of those seeing eye base hits through the infield. He just kind of rolled over on it a little bit, but sometimes those can find a hole and get you a knock. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
And now Jack Sawinski.
I really like the face scan that they were able to do for Sawinski this year. He looked terrible in the game last year.
And it's fouled away.
He's got some pretty good power. I'd like to see him stick around for us for a little while.
And now 1-2.
Two strikes.
Good steal.
There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. Out there.
Bruh, he was
And that
safe.
ends the
Come
inning.
on.
But the long ball was working in this inning. Not once, but twice. It's
That's all right.
now
I'll
a
take those
2-0.
back-to-back home runs with the
Back
lead.
here
That'll
at the
help out
ballpark.
Leiter
We go
a
to
little
the
bit.
top of the fifth.
Take a little bit of
And now
pressure
for
off.
Washington,
He is
James
getting pretty
Wood.
tired. I don't know
And
if
a
he's going to
pitch.
make it through
Strike one.
6 or
Tried
7.
to bunt for a hit right there, and you can tell he's trying to get something, anything going offensively.
Smash to the left side, and it goes just foul.
Well, after putting up a nice inning on offense, got some runs across, this is where you look for this.
Got him. And there's one away.
He came out of his mechanics there. Typically likes to shoot the ball the other way, but that time, a little anxious.
Modern in the box with one away as he takes ball one.
Let's go slider.
Next pitch is downstairs.
Well, on the mound, very
I mean, I'm
efficient,
not afraid
able
to come
produce
after
an
you.
outcome, it seems like within the third or
Can't
fourth
tie the
pitch
game
of
up,
just
so.
about every at bat.
Nice grab. Over to first. And they get the out.
Great play,
Well, he's
Cruz.
doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air, lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Thomas in the box now. No balls and a strike.
Manual
Not what
challenge
he's
to
looking
call
for
this
there
year. I
in the
don't think
0-0
so.
count. Looks like he wants the ball down in the zone.
I think they still have the system in
Line
the
drive,
game
and that's a base hit to right.
where it, like, occasionally pops up that you're allowed to challenge a play. Like if the game deems it to be a close play.
To do with it. Drive it the other way. Just go with the pitch.
And a foul ball. Move to first. And he's back in there. Left-hand hitter waits. There's a strike. Swing and a
Great
miss.
changeup.
And he's down
He
on
was looking
strikes.
silly.
That ends the frame. Back here at PNC Park. Now
We got
it's gonna
28
be
people
Mason
tuned in. I appreciate you guys all tuned in. I think we have subscriber mode turned on, so hope you guys will all participate in the chat. If you're not able to, hit that subscribe button, and in about 5 minutes from hitting that subscribe button, you should be able to participate and drop a comment. I'd like to hear from everybody that's tuned in. Leave a comment, say what's up. Hope you guys are all doing well.
ripped, but it curls foul.
All those numbers mean this offense is really making the defense work by just putting the ball into play. Anything can happen at that point.
Oh, that's going to sneak through.
Abrams picks it up.
That's safe.
On the run, sends it over to first. In there safely.
Just barely.
Did a nice job getting there. Good throw, but very difficult to get anybody on that one as far as you had to go.
Shoot, man. We need to get somebody warming up in the
Yeah, no
bullpen.
question. And fouled off.
Whoa, I was way early on that. Okay. Let's go with... Who's Richie Riley? Was it a draft pick or no? Tomatoes in here. We have Chapman and Jordan Hicks. This is going to be a close game. Let's go with Chapman. Maybe stretch and toss Hicks just to be safe. I'm doing great today. Appreciate you tuning in, real.
Swing and a high
Just
fly ball
under
to
it.
left. Call. As this one sized up.
How are
and
you
there's
doing
one
today? I
down.
hope you're doing well.
The throw is wild.
Oakland's probably the toughest team to rebuild. Very low budget. 100% agree. Unless you're building through free
so
agency.
The Pirates batting order turns over. Now here is Monte Maynard.
First overall draft pick, Monte Maynard.
And he swings and misses, and it's nothing at
I
all.
really like
And he
his
really
equipment for
sells
the
the
most part.
changeup
Not a
with
huge
that
fan of the
arm
gloves,
action.
but Tiki. All right, Tiki. All right, I'm looking at your name. Gonna memorize that. So if I see real Tiki God 2, just say Tiki.
And the righty deals. And a foul ball, he stays
I need
alive.
to stop going down for these balls that are nowhere near the zone.
Martin over at first with one away.
That's 3 that weren't in the zone.
On the ground,
As I
right
do the
side.
same exact thing
Slides, but it
again.
gets by him. They get it in quickly.
He's so
first
good.
and second
He's so
now
good.
one
He
out.
was so well deserving of that #1 overall
There's
draft
nothing
pick.
cheap about the way he got that one through the infield. That was ripped, cut out in front, and didn't get under it like he would have liked, but definitely put a good swing on it.
We got Maynard followed up by
Termarr
Termarr. I mean,
Johnson. In the
couldn't
air
have a
out
better
towards right
combo.
center.
Let's be real. Termarr barely hit
Brings
that
it
thing,
in.
and that almost
Runner
went out of
tags
the
at
park.
second.
I do think we need to
Tag
boost.
gets him, and it's a
Bro,
double
come on.
play
You
to
can't
end
get
the
beat
inning.
by that throw.
With
That was a
the
good
bat
throw,
and
but
stepping
come on,
in
dude.
is the
You
speedy
gotta be a little
C.J.
faster than
Abrams.
that.
The wind of the
We gotta at
pitch.
least get through.
It's good speed at the
6
top
here.
of the order here. You want to get it on, see if you can get a stolen base, maybe get around the bases and pick up a run.
Pulls that one foul.
Looked like you got a little excited on that fastball. Got to
Well,
think to
TP,
yourself,
anyway, I
you wanna stay
appreciate
up
you
the middle.
coming
That way,
around.
If you're a little bit early, you hit it on.
That one the other way.
That's inbounds.
Bounces over the wall in foul ground, and it's an automatic double.
Well, here's a good opportunity in this inning to get on the scoreboard after that leadoff hit.
I don't know if I've
Hard
seen
to
you in
order
the
coming
chat
up right
before. A
behind
lot of
them.
these
This is
names
where
are
they need to
familiar
get
to me.
going.
Next offering is in for a strike. Runner at second, nobody out.
He definitely went
Chase
around.
his swing.
Oh,
Now
so
would appeal to
close.
third. No, he held up.
Up and in with the
Next
fastball.
pitch inside, and the count's even at 2.
Slider.
That's ripped into the outfield. Drops into the glove. Runner tags and will
Did
move
he
up to
really just
third.
make that
Headed
catch?
for the plate. He'll
Bro.
score, and it's a 1-run game.
Yeah, I guess I should have thrown that
Next to
home.
hit for the Nats.
That's my bad, but I want to see that replay of the catch at least. Pick up the ball. Okay. Bro made that catch on the run. And if I just wasn't dumb, I'd have thrown it home or thrown it to a cutoff. He'd have had the out at home too. I guarantee it. Monty Maynard is an absolute dog. It's all right. It's a rookie mistake. Plus, we can't blame him. It was really my fault.
Joey Meneses. Meneses goes 6 feet 3 inches, 220 pounds, and he won the Silver Slugger in his position in the National League last year.
I gotta tilt it down a little bit so that it's not cutting off my face when I do lean forward.
The 0-1. There's a strike.
Good pitch to hit on a tee up in the zone. I think he was looking for something else right there.
On the ground to short, and it gets by him.
All right, might be time to call in the relief, but I think we can power through
And next
this.
will be the cleanup hitter.
We just need to do
Alex
a mound
Call.
visit.
And time is called for a mound visit now. Big moment in this game, so they'll talk it over. First pitch, and he just misses. That one missed.
Everyone here understands just how quickly things could change.
Meneses, the runner at first with 1 gone in the inning. And a 3-0 finds the zone.
Well, in this count, runner not known for his speed, but I think you got to put him in motion. Try to avoid a double play here, Boo.
Maybe a 2-ball.
Double play.
5, 4, 3
Beauty.
double
That's
play.
fine. Good
And
way
the
to work
inning
out
is
of it
over.
later.
But they push across 1 run on 2 bases.
Impressive
And
composure on the
welcome
mound.
back. And now it's going to be Brian Hayes.
Do I still recommend adding secondary positions to
Gray,
drafted
back to
players?
work.
100%.
That's off the mark. Ball 1.
Well, that two-seam fastball is a great pitch from a right-hander to a right-handed batter. Just really teases the inside part.
It's a
of the plate.
one-run
Runs in
game.
on the
Do I want to
hands.
rely on Chapman or Hicks? I mean, we got to be able to get... We're going to be going to the 7th, so let's go Chapman. Scheduled to put him in the game. We got to be able to get more out of Chapman than we got the last time.
And the 1-0. Just missed. Is there a little wrinkle to that?
I definitely recommend you put secondary positions on your drafted players. Positions that make sense, because sometimes they've actually done a good job with the real roster of giving players actual secondary positions. But a lot of times you'll draft a guy that, like, let's say he's a center fielder or he's a left fielder and he has no secondary position at all. Doesn't quite make sense. You know, like...
And it's a one-hopper off the wall.
Go back. I don't trust us against these arms in their outfield. We got thrown out on something.
In the count, you've got to come into the zone, and then guys have a better chance of hitting the ball hard, like you did right there.
Like if you draft a guy that's a corner outfielder or center outfielder, like they should be able to play the other outfield spots, you know.
On the pitch now for the Nationals, Jordan Weems.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Now, O'Neal Cruz. In there, and it's 0-1. Weems, a 6'3" righty, 31 years old, and he was a third-round pick back in 2011.
It's a good ball game, though, for those of you guys that tuned in. This is one to watch.
No outs here. Next pitch is outside.
Nasty backdoor slider. There's really nothing you can do with that if you swing at it, so it's a good take by him.
Fouls one off. 2-2.
Maybe we can get something off speed.
Right-handed reliever. That misses. Ball 3.
Dangerously close. Way closer to the zone than I thought that was going to be. I've got to fix some of his equipment. There's a good
into
hit.
The outfield for a knock.
Stick it second.
Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out. Giorgella steps in. Line drive caught.
Of course,
yeah, that was a wasted RBI opportunity, but
I thought I was going to be able to pull that. I swung a little early on it.
In his next at bat.
And here
I was thinking about bunting.
Taveras, 1 for 2. And first offering is fouled off.
Always tough to turn 2 on a speedster like this. It's even harder with him coming out of the left-handed batter's box. You really need something to hit hard on the ground that they can handle to turn 2 quickly.
That misses the zone, and the count even 1-1. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Jeremiah Estrada, the rookie right-hander, is getting loose.
That should drop in. Come on, you got to get moving to third, bro.
Hit right there. Just kind of sliced that one into center.
Well, that was an important at-bat in this game, so great job there stepping up to the challenge. That's about as textbook
as it
gets. Got his stride and load out of the way early. He stayed inside that ball and squared it up out front.
Just don't hit into a double play, and you're probably going to score a couple runs here.
Big opportunity for them to break this game open.
Next offering is in for a strike.
I think ultimately you want to tie him up, get the ball in on the plate so that he can't get the barrel to it and hit it to the outfield.
Oh, too early on it.
And a 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
That's all right. I'll take the strikeout because that gives us a good opportunity here with Mason Martin, who does have power. 4 home runs in a year. What's up, Dylan Northrup? Appreciate you tuning in. Good to know the Pirates are your second favorite team. I actually have a buddy who is also a Cleveland fan. I think he hates the fact that they're now called the Guardians, but to each their own, of course.
Next pitch way upstairs.
Really been able to slow down the game tonight with his at-bats.
100% agree. The Pirates could use a new owner. They need a new owner to be able to be productive. That's just facts.
The next Next pitch misses, and now 3-0.
Bro's really going to walk and run. I'm going up in the zone here. If he sends something my way, I got to give it a swing. Or do I just not swing on a 3-0?
There's a strike, 3-1.
Ooh, that could have been called a ball.
miles per hour on that changeup. Back in the day, that was a pretty good fastball. But with high velocities these days, that speed differential is right where it needs to be.
Right to him.
Makes the grab, and that's the inning. Pirates leave them loaded. They lead it 2-1.
Oh, I really thought I was going to get more out of that swing and that at-bat.
So here comes the big lefty, Aroldis Chapman to the mound.
And he's had 3 days off since he pitched last, so expect him to be totally rested. I'm sure he's itching for this opportunity right now.
And it's the catcher for the Nationals, Hebert Ruiz. There's a strike.
Cold night like tonight, last thing you want to do as a hitter is get jammed or even off the end. Trying to find that sweet spot.
We should be able to come away with this win. I have faith in Chapman, Hicks, and Bednar to finish off the last 3 innings. Chapman is the scariest of the 3 in terms of could we be giving up a run here?
Chapman, multi-time All-Star. He features a 4-seam fastball, a slider, a splitter, and he works in a 2-seamer.
Slider.
Chapman now 1-run game.
Great slider, got him swinging.
Really need to hang in there with that front side against this left-handed.
Perfect.
Swing and a miss, and he is down on strikes for the 3rd straight at bat.
Same junk commentary. Yeah, it's the same commentary. They did add quite a few additional lines. Like, there are some things that I've heard them chat about in the commentary that I'm like, yeah, I didn't hear that before. And that's like something that they should be talking about. Like, that's actually kind of interesting. So it's not great commentary, but they did at least put a little bit more effort into recording additional lines this year.
Bounced out to short.
And Chapman's going to get out of the inning unscathed.
Cruz out to first. That's out number 3.
Did they change much about franchise mode? Realistically, as far as I understand, the only thing they changed was the scouting and drafting, which is still, in my opinion, largely just a UI overhaul. It's a lot of the same information, just in different places. And the draft classes, in my opinion, are very similar. And they supposedly helped improve trade logic and things like that, but to me it's maybe just a little bit better. Franchise mode is not much changed from last year. In my opinion, the biggest difference is that hitting actually works correctly this year.
Got it by him for the K.
Well,
you see him trying to pull that inside pitch right there, and that's not the kind of approach that you want to have. Even if you do get to it, it's going to be very difficult to keep it fair. You're just going to make it a long strike at best. You have to be able to stay within the baseball on the inside of that path to it, and that way, if you're a little quick, the ball gets hit hard somewhere, and it's not foul.
Line to right, and that'll be a base
Monty Maynard. That's your #1 overall pick, ladies and gentlemen. He's just such a beast, guys. He's better. He's better than Termarr Johnson, and we gotta fix Termarr's ratings a little bit. Like 0 for 3 may not necessarily be realistic. I'm also not swinging the best with him.
Over to second, back to first, double play.
But we got to improve his bat a little bit. I think we'll do that in today's video.
Pitching change here,
yes.
Jordan Hicks.
I'll catch up with your comments in a moment.
Here comes a pitch. Thomas
try
in the box now. Take strike 1.
Get through this
Next offering is in
his
for a
sinker
strike.
is insane. A 98 and 99 mile per hour sinker.
The tying run at the plate.
Jordan Hicks was a massive ad for us.
They tried to get him to go, chase the pitch down and away, but he wouldn't bite.
Next one in the dirt. Just misses with that one.
That's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
Pretty big strikeout right there to start this 8th inning. Down 1. Any leadoff base runner really makes this inning a bit more interesting. But now this offense has to switch for possibly trying to manufacture a run.
All right, let me catch up with a couple of comments real quick. Do teams actually offer trades instead of the player having to manually trade players? No, it's relatively the same as last year. If you want more trades offered, you have to turn up the trading slider. Otherwise, you're going to mostly have to find trades. In the course of this Pirates franchise, I've maybe been offered 1 or 2 trades total. It could be a couple more than that, but we've been playing on stream for like 8 hours now and been offered only a couple trades. Demanchi, appreciate you tuning in. Can't wait to get your scouting videos. I'm enjoying the game. Franchise has not changed at all really outside of the draft. Yeah, appreciate you. As far as my scouting videos go, I already have one up on the channel, so hopefully you guys will go give that one a look if you haven't already. It's breaking down the scouting system, and I do give a couple of tips in there. I was going to do my tips video for today on scouting, on what I recommend you guys do, but decided let's go with a stream, and let's get some franchise content going. Colin K, thanks for tuning in. I live in Pittsburgh, and I work at the ballpark. I love being around baseball, diehard Pirates, and I root for them no matter what. I appreciate you. Appreciate having some Pirates fans in the chat. And I'm sure that's why some of you guys are actually watching here.
To get a run across the plate.
I would assume then that you follow Nutsy. I think he's on Twitch. I think he's a big Pirates guy.
That's why you hug the lines on the corners late in a ball game like this, positioned perfectly.
I was actually, in case anybody here is new, I was actually not much of a baseball fan. I never played baseball. My buddy ended up getting me into MLB The Show maybe 10 years ago at this point or something like that. And I fell in love with the video game, with MLB The Show, in comparison to like Madden and whatnot that I do play on a regular basis, just because I feel like this is a pretty fun way to play.
Next pitch is outside.
Have you seen anybody hitting 103 fastball like in 2021? No, I can't say that I have. Although I can't say that I've been in that many situations to even see a 103 mile-per-hour fastball. 99, Corbin Carroll coming out tomorrow on DD. Diamondbacks fan over here. So that's actually, it's kind of funny because I was, technically speaking, not a baseball fan, right? And the Pirates stink. So I was told by my buddies I needed to adopt a team once I started to like MLB The Show. And I was like, well, I have to like the Pirates by default because I'm a Pittsburgh sports fan, right? But let's try to pick another team. And it turns out that I just picked all of the other teams that are currently awful or have been pretty bad in the MLB in recent years. The A's and the Diamondbacks are 2 of my favorite teams. And people might cringe when I say I have multiple favorite teams and what those teams are. And I also kind of like the Giants. So there's a little factor for you. I'm a Pirates, A's, Diamondbacks, Giants, and also I kind of like the Astros fan. I guess that's the perk of having not played baseball and not being that into it growing up, that I can just say I like a couple different teams.
And he hits a ground ball right side, and that's just foul.
How to turn on the pitch ribbon. To be 100% honest with you, I'm not sure. Robo.
Urshela at second with 2 down.
I would assume it's under if you go to settings, gameplay, control, defense, somewhere under here, chevron, pitch. I'm not even sure what the pitch ribbon is, to be 100% honest with you. I've pretty much always played on the same thing.
Here's your 1. Swing and a miss. Chased it out of the zone.
All right, I'm getting behind on the chat here. Anyways, I'll pop into your streams every now and then. Better to see some offline players since I despise the sweaty grind of DD. 100% agree with you, honestly. I appreciate you tuning in, though, Dylan. Can we get some GTA 5 vids or MW2? Yeah, we actually talked about hopping back on MW2 sometime in the near future. I haven't played GTA 5 in forever. I'd consider it. They need to come out with a GTA 6, though. Demanchi, okay, thanks. That's weird. I got notifications on, and it didn't tell me you put a video out. Thank you. Yeah, it's out there. It's interesting. I don't know. Maybe it's giving an issue like it gives some other YouTubers. It tends to be a thing that happens, like people not getting notified of the videos of people they subscribe to. My viewership has been down quite a bit in recent months, so maybe that's it. Maybe they're not pushing my videos out. Game soon. I like watching people streaming it. This was suggested to me. Thank whoever suggested it to you, because MLB The Show can be pretty fun. Nice bat crack. Facts.
Filthy changeup right there. Just pulled the string.
I'm a big fan of the bat sounds. Like when you really hit a ball, it sounds so good.
Upstairs. And delivers outside. Next one just misses, and it's a full count.
At this point in the game, you cannot.
You also have many favorite MLB teams. Did you play
He's
baseball?
or
you just grown up a baseball fan?
It's a strikeout.
I don't think I got Bednar up and ready to go.
All set for the start of the inning. Here's the second baseman, Luis Garcia.
Well, we probably shouldn't bring him in now, but.
And time is called for a mound visit now. Big moment in this game, so they'll talk it over. New pitcher on here, David Bednar.
These are the spots relievers really make a name for themselves. Late and close. There's not much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
Oh, you play baseball for high school? Nice.
Kicks and deals. Stays alive.
A couple years ago, I started coaching football. Helping out with high school and middle school, and a lot of those players are playing some baseball.
Now it's the right fielder, Joey Meneses.
My brother-in-law was also a catcher.
In there, 0-1.
Just amazing to me how many closers.
Pretty good catcher. I think he could have played in college, but decided he was going to focus on academics.
Looking to get the tying run on base. Close one, doesn't get the call.
I had a couple offers to go places to play college, so I decided to do the same thing, focus on academics, which I somewhat regret, but
digging in for the Nationals.
At the same time, I also heard stories of just disastrous college sporting experiences.
Take the series opener here at home.
I'll take the win against Washington here. Series opener 2-1. Not a high-scoring affair like the past couple of games on stream have been, but we really should have had more. We really should have had more runs. We left how many on base? We had 12 hits. Ugh, it's disgusting. We only scored 2 runs. And the only run that they scored was because of a throwing error on my part. That sounds about right. O'Neill Cruz 2 for 4 with a home run. Brian Hayes 2 for 4 with a home run. Monty Maynard, the first overall pick, 3 for 3 and a base on balls. Okay, so there were a couple of things that we need to show you guys as we head off to the end of this game. We need to show you what we did for that trade. So all of our return for Brian Reynolds, who's now on the Rangers, was Leody Taveras, center fielder, 25 years old, 75 overall, B potential. He has a big arm, which was the requirement I was looking for, and he's also really athletic. So the perfect combo. Starts off with decent contact as well. And he's been lights out for us so far. And then we also got 2 pitching prospects in Jack Leiter, who's now playing for us, and Kumar Rocker, who's recovering from his Tommy John surgery pretty nicely down here in AAA. So in my opinion, a pretty nice return, because both of these guys are close to making significant impacts. Obviously, Jack Leiter is already making an impact. A really nice game there for him, 6 innings, and he's 1-0. And then, like I said, Taveras has been doing really well. But what we need to look for is any player that's 22 or under, and anybody that's over an 80 overall. Gunnar Henderson, this guy is already in the league. Anybody over 75? Yeah, see, so you can see The best player in this most recent draft class, I don't know if you would consider this guy a generational talent or not, was Ellie De La Cruz. Shortstop, 22 years old, A potential. So in this franchise file, that's the closest we get. And a lot of these guys were already here. Here's another one, Johnny Matos. But we've actually gotten a lot of these players still in these draft classes that are a super high overall, but a really low potential. So this guy's a 74D, and that means that his overall is just going to keep going down. It's going to keep tanking. D potential, pretty rough. Let me save and not lose that game. And I want to show you the other file that I have. Oh, shoot. One of these is supposed to be a backup. Oh, well. Just quickly want to show you guys this. Not trying to distract from the Pirates franchise at all, just on the topic of conversation. So, I have kind of beefed up my roster a little bit. So the guy that I got is now, where's he at? Darren Lockwood. I kind of boosted him a little bit just because this is a for fun franchise. So he's a monster. But he came in as a 75A. He developed up into the high 70s by the end of the season. So I bumped him a couple more overall points. But this is the closest I've gotten to a generational talent. But he should realistically be like a 78 or 79 after a full season of play. But let's go ahead and see player search. 22 and under. Anybody that is an 80 overall. So Lockwood. Brandon Heinlein. So here's another one. And Andres Asensio. So he played a full season. He played a full season. So all three of the guys that are over an 80 have played an entire season, which means they came in under an 80 probably, because A potential guys go up like 4 overall or 5 overall. This guy... Yeah, this guy has not played yet. So here's now the closest I've ever seen to a generational talent. Matthew Martinez, 78 overall, A potential, 20-year-old starting pitcher. So just to kind of give you an idea of generational talents. I've not seen anybody that's as crazy as some of those 80s and whatnot that you might be seeing on social media. And I keep getting these tutorial pop-ups every single time we go through. Now, do I want to play Touki Toussaint versus Quinn Priester? Probably not. So we played with Mitch Keller. I probably want to play one with Contreras. I played one off screen with Clevenger. You guys probably won't care too much to see Clevenger. We just played with Leiter. So let's advance to Contreras' next start and maybe play that one, which would be over here. Or, since we've already played the Reds once on stream, maybe in this Diamondback series, and that'll allow us to get to a point where we can scout on this Sunday and take a look at what we've gotten so far from our scouts. Yeah, let's do that. 0-13. Mitch Keller lost pretty badly in that one. Quinn Priester, 7 innings, allowed, what's that, probably 1 run. Player lock milestone. Hayes needs a triple to hit for the cycle. I'm going to say just simulate to the end of the game. Pirates win 9-0. We get 2 big wins against Cincinnati. We're looking pretty good, 6-2. And that's straight up simulating. You guys actually saw that straight up. So I'll take that all day long. Let's go ahead and save. You guys will probably honestly get annoyed with how often I save my files. But I'm tired of losing. I got tired of losing files a long time ago. We can now go to scouting. So we actually changed around our scouting a little bit from whenever you guys saw it last to a couple of different players. I found these 3 players, which I found to be the most interesting. Joe Warner, a first baseman, projected to be the 28th player in the draft, has a really good potential range, 69 to 96, and has a high overall range, 60 to 87. So I feel like there's a really good chance that this guy comes in as somewhere in the 70s and can impact our team right away or very quickly. So I really like the prospect of Warner, and I think he'll be there for us at pick... Where does it say what pick we are? Pick 10 or something like that? Coleman, Galloway. We really don't need another infielder, in terms of like a shortstop, third baseman or anything, or second baseman. We're pretty loaded there. But I couldn't not scout this guy whenever he's a draft rank, in the 20s. So potentially going to be available for us. And again, has a good potential range and a pretty high overall range, similar to what Warner has. And then we decided to scout Bruno Portillo, who is projected 10, which is right around where we're picking. I believe we have picked 10, if I'm not mistaken. A good potential range. It looks like on scouting, his potential range has gone down a little bit, but a really good overall range. So I'm kind of looking more at their overall range than I did the last time and I did in my other videos. I still care mostly about their potential, though. I'd rather get a guy that has A or B, even if he's a lower overall. But we're going to get 50%. He'll be done. Why are we only getting 20% scouting on Galloway? Can anybody answer that for me? Because, and we're only getting 35% on Warner, even though we have really good scouts. So my scout that's left over has 91% on position players. He's got low efficiency. Is that it? But even the guys with high efficiency aren't really doing a whole lot. 35%, 53%. Discovery, position player, efficiency. Can we actually... What was I looking for? Yeah, this shows us. When you actually go into the prospects list, it shows you what picks you have. So we've picked 10, pick 36, 45, 84, 114. But what I was looking for specifically is, can we get a better scout in that slot? Does region have anything to do with it? I don't think. Because does the scout have a specific region that's like effective for them? Curtis Rivera, like where would he be if I'm just scouting a specific prospect? So see, he's getting 40% on that pitcher, 40% on that guy. That guy's from Illinois. That guy's from Dominican Republic. Where's the shortstop from? The shortstop is from Michigan, which is same region as Illinois, maybe? Is it because he's not interested? I don't know. We're just going to hit advance, and I want to look at my scouts real quick. Because I don't do much discovery now anyway, I want to try to weight my scouts away from discovery and more towards efficiency and either pitchers or position players. So I have 7,700 more to spend, which means I can go up to a max in that second scout of about 96 grand. So I want somebody that's good at scouting position players and has good efficiency. Good efficiency, good pitchers. Good efficiency. Good efficiency, good position players. His discovery is not good, but we wouldn't use him for discovery anyway. We could just use the other guys for discovery, you know? I don't know if that's going to affect anything, but let's look. So with that third, do we want to scout the shortstop again? Now we're getting 35%. Was it at 35% before? I don't really know. Finalize our weekly training plan. Good enough. We should probably focus on some training for these players. I'm not that worried about it. All right, so we're going to be looking for this third game against the Diamondbacks. We'll play with Roanzi. 2 losses there and a win. We can get this series win against the Diamondbacks. And since we have a Diamondback fan in the chat, I think they might appreciate seeing us play the Diamondbacks against Clayton Kershaw. There's one thing I need to do. We're going to fix Termar a little bit. He should come in with closer to 70s. And the only reason I say that is that's what I thought he should have come in with to begin with, but I was hesitant to make him a high overall, but he should be equivalent to Maynard, and Maynard comes in with a really good bat, so we'll rock with that. Jordan Hicks came from free agency in our first offseason. He was just a straight up free agent signing. We were able to get him on a 3-year, $3 million per year deal. Just a generally nice free agent signing for us. Do assistant coaches impact on player development as the season progresses? I don't think so. Played out like a typical Pirates game? 100%. All right. Play full game. We're going to be in Arizona. That's where our alternate. Clear skies. Roanzi versus Clayton Kershaw. Similar overalls at this point. And we have some players that are tired AF. We got to potentially switch some stuff up. Ursula going to DH. Connor Joe can play first base for Mason Martin, which is perfectly fine. Termar Johnson's not going to be playing this game anyway. Jiwon Bai can play anywhere. Left field, short, third, right. Let's get McCutcheon a break. He looks like he's really tired. Henry Davis can play catcher, and so can Endy. Let's go a game with Henry Davis since we played with Endy most recently and rock with that. Some pretty good batting averages. Clearly these players are not all doing as good.
And welcome in, everybody. Glad you're with us. We're going to be treated to a gorgeous day for baseball on the show. It's the Pittsburgh. Here's the rookie right fielder, Monte Maynard. The pitch. That's in there. And we're underway here this afternoon.
And I guess I should stop saying his name is Monty, considering it's Monte.
Close up high.
They even pronounced it that way. There's no Y at the end of his name. It's Monte.
And another ball. And it's even up. That one to first, and it goes just foul. Kershaw fires. In the
Swing.
dirt. Over to first. One out in the top of the first.
He came out of his mechanics there. Typically likes to shoot the ball the other way, but that time a little anxious.
Here's Leody Taveras.
Whoa.
And first offering is fouled off.
I would have been out of here if I
No
waited
score, just
slightly
getting started,
longer.
top of the first. And it's 1-1. Nice warm day here. Good baseball weather. Does that change anything, Chris?
I'd really appreciate it if
especially
everybody
for the
that's
hitters?
tuned in would leave a like on the
You feel
video
so
as well.
much more comfortable at the plate. You're not worried about
Yeah,
getting jammed
34
on
or so
fastballs
tuned in
inside
right now.
part of the plate.
34 likes would be
You
really
can kind of be
greatly
more
appreciated.
selective instead of just looking out away so that you can get the barrel to it in that part. You can get on the inside part of the plate as well.
No, my camera angle
And
last
now
year was
lefty.
the zone, like the zoomed in
Back
one.
foot slider struck him out.
My
Man, it's
goodness,
so
I need to
difficult
stop
as a hitter to
swinging
get
in
on
those
plane with
situations.
that pitch. It's
Or he's good. This is
breaking
gonna be a
down
long
and
day.
in, and you've
This
gotta
is
find a
Kershaw
way to
after
match
all.
the plane, and if it's nasty like that one, bite at the end. Most times you're swinging over the top and walking back.
Still swinging early on those. Yeah, I did. I'm on catcher right now. I did offset maybe, or fisheye. I don't know. I did one of those
The
other
dugout.
ones
It's
last
interesting.
year.
You have spring training, wonderful weather, and then most teams go north and it's chilly, so
There's a
hitters
good
have
hit.
to kind of get through
Double?
that.
Yeah.
And now
left
maybe
fielder's
extra
reaction was pretty
bases.
poor.
Around first and hustling for second.
It'll
And
help
he'll
us
pull
get
in
the
there
pitch
with a
count up
stand-up
at least.
double.
Man, those are the types of hits where you don't feel any vibration in your hands whatsoever. Such a good feeling. Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick.
Here's O'Neill Cruz. He's someone that really beats up
Cruz
on right-handed
stinks
pitching. The
against
lefties,
lefties.
however, give him a little bit more trouble. Ripped on a line.
But that'll score a run.
That one hops against the fence. Run scores
Okay.
easily, and the Pirates
That one
strike
turned
first.
pretty quick
It's
for us.
1-0.
Couple of hits in a row for him here. Just a really nice job of hunting on that pitch and smoking it down the line. And there's no one playing there.
What's up,
so
Bobby?
Once it drops in fair, you're on your way
What's
to
up?
extra
You
bases.
know the rules. Just call you.
And at second here with 2 away, Rodolfo Castro, the next Pirate to hit. A switch hitter batting right.
It is pretty odd seeing him in another jersey. I kind of like him on the Diamondbacks, though.
High fly ball out into left center field. Gurriel has it sized up. He's there. He's got it. And
What's up,
that is
AJ
that.
Morales?
But
I
a run
really
will score
appreciate
in the
you
inning on this
commenting. No,
RBI
this is not
double.
the first year of
And
the
home
franchise. If you want, you can go back to
Back here in
my
the desert,
channel
and
and
towing
look
the
under
slab,
the live
Roansy
section,
Contreras.
and you'll see the
Want you to
last
keep
2
an eye out
streams.
Yeah, Bo, he
One
had
of
the
them's
win
like
last time
3.5
out. Deep
hours
into the
long, and
ball
the other
game
one's
and
like
scattered
4.
a couple of hits.
We spent a lot
You
of
can
time
expect him
moving
today to
through the
try to
first
match that
season because
performance
the
of his
Pirates
last
aren't
time out.
very competitive year 1, so this is technically the
ground to the
beginning
right
of year
side.
2.
Steps on first for
We're
the
about a
out.
week into year 2 in this
Sam
franchise.
Haggerty now at the
Our
plate.
first overall draft pick, Monte Maynard, is in the lineup. Corner outfielder, right
Next pitch
fielder.
is popped up.
Really exciting
Makes the
prospect.
catch. And there's 2 down.
That was a good
And then
pitch
the
to hit
Pirates'
right down
most
the heart of the
recent
plate. Had
draft
pretty
pick,
good timing
Termarr
on it. Just
Johnson,
got underneath it a little bit
that's
and
supposed to
popped
be
it
like the best
Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
bat
stands in
since
now
Mike
and
Trout
watches strike
is
1.
also in our lineup. Oh,
Hard
nice
hit, left
hit.
field base hit. And that keeps the inning going.
Really
Runner
appreciate you
first,
guys
2
reading those
away.
comments, though.
Christian Walker digs in now. Pitch misses inside, and it's 1-0. How much did your dress change when it would get cold or when it would be cold early
Got any
or
beginner
late
tips
in the
for
season?
an
Well,
Orioles
Early in the
franchise
season,
that's about
Boog,
to
I'm
start?
taking a top coat, on the
Uh,
road, trying to look cool.
Familiarize
Yeah.
yourself
Oh, you're
with
talking
the new
about-
scouting
no, I'm talking
system.
about you as a player.
When you
It's a
play
lot of the
back,
same
way back,
information
yeah.
that it's been in the
Oh,
past,
alright,
but
I
if
thought you
like
were gonna know
if
about
you're a
my
new
travel
player,
gear. Yeah, I mean, you
maybe
go
start
long
a
sleeves
franchise
early on.
Oh, gets dirty.
and
Nicely
run
done for the out.
through a season like sim games and
Back here at Chase Field, second
kind of
inning
get a
set
feel
to
for
go.
how things
And
work
now,
before you
G1
start the
Bay.
official file that you're going to be happy with.
Misses off the inside.
That would be my first one.
1-0.
So, like, kind of get some just basic feeling for how it's going to go before you officially start it.
2 balls, no strikes to count. Mike Fillmore,
And then the other thing, too, would be make sure that you save your franchise a lot. So after good performances, after you make a trade, after you make a move, save it. Save it, save it, save it, because it's not an autosave in this game. I can't even remember if you can turn autosave on or not. But I've had it happen where I would get pretty far and do quite a bit of work in a franchise, and then I exit out, and then I come back in and it's all gone. So make sure you save, 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 save.
Kind of a throwback. No batting gloves.
I think those 2 tips will maybe save you the most heartache.
In the first pitch, misses for ball 1. Kershaw, a former Gold Glove winner.
You really need to have a really good pitcher to perform consistently.
A curve, and he works in a changeup.
I think it just depends maybe on your skill level. It depends on what you're playing on. Like, I played with Jack Leiter there in the last game, and he's only a 72. And then again, I'm only pitching on All-Star. So
now at the plate, Connor Joe. Well struck.
Connor Joe just hit a home run.
Reaching
Oh,
makes the catch.
what a
Pirates
catch.
lead 1, but they're on top 1-0. We head to the bottom of the second. Now the D-backs catcher, Gabriel Moreno. Out towards right center field. Taveras going after it. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And a quick out, number 1.
Hair, skin color, great job on back.
Alec Thomas now. Good power.
Yeah, I put a
Not
good bit of
great
work into him
in the
because the
OBP
base roster
department.
has him kind of messed
First
up.
pitch, and that's in for a strike.
I also put a good bit of work into Endy Rodriguez. His doesn't look the best, but it looks
there's a
better
breaking
than what
ball
the
that
base
drops
roster
in
gives
there.
him, because he looks
how vocal the
like an
umpire is
alien
today.
a little
No
bit
doubt. In the hitter's
in the
mind,
base
catcher's
roster.
mind, and even the pitcher's mind as to the conviction in the call.
1 down, base is empty. And that one missing low. Popped
Up,
up.
Davis.
Davis makes the grab, and there's 2 away.
Hey, Chris Ryan. Thanks for tuning in.
Out there on the mound.
What's
He's
up
got
with
a
you?
chance to get through these first 2 innings with under 20 pitches.
We're just
That
playing
can set
some
him up to go
Pittsburgh
deep
Pirates
into this
over here.
game. There it was. Oh, here it is. Hit it. He gets a take. Gets ahead in the count.
0-1 gets a check swing. Appeal to third. And he held back.
It's
according to
interesting,
Rusty
the
Valentine.
checked swing determinations also seem to
Shootout,
vary
nobody
depending
on.
on the umpire crew.
And that one almost got him.
So much like
Straightened him a
the
little bit.
strike zone can vary. You can switch that setting. I think that
2-1 pitch is in there, and the count is even.
the checked swings also seem to vary depending on who you have calling them.
And here it comes. Swing and a
Good
miss.
swing.
Adam out front for the strikeout.
I think the key is arm action on the changeup. When you can sell it like a fastball.
But I think
drop
when
the
you'll get a
velocity,
90-plus
you get the
pitcher,
swing
you'll
and
feel a
miss,
huge
and you walk
difference.
off
Your
the
team will
field.
be at the next level. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I'm probably just used to playing with crappy pitchers because, well,
Welcome back.
it's the
Top half of
Pirates
third
and
inning.
the
Now
A's
the right
and
fielder, Monte
those teams
Maynard.
that I play with. So, yeah, I think once I get great
On the
pitchers,
ground, right side.
we'll be
and
pretty
foul
unstoppable,
ball.
especially with
Kershaw,
some of these
36
players we
years
have up
old.
and coming.
Can't forget to mention he's a former MVP. And that one
Ooh, really well
wrapped
hit.
foul.
Come on, Monte. Did you download a roster from the vault to get Tatis and other players that aren't currently on the rosters? No, I did not. I was just eager to really start the franchise. It's unfortunate that I don't have Tatis. I could add him probably, but to be honest with you, I don't care a whole lot about other teams when I'm just doing my Pirates one.
That's the
I have
third.
one friend that is very, very strict on making sure that the roster is as perfect as it can be for every team, which I understand. If I was playing an online franchise, if they had online franchise still, I would look at it a little bit differently. What I did do, though, since some of you guys are new here and aren't familiar with the first couple of streams, is I added a handful of the Pirates prospects that aren't in the game. So like Lonnie White Jr., who's a top outfield prospect for them. I think there's an international pitcher from Korea or Japan. I think there was one other player, too, that I added to the roster.
Back in 2019. Next offering is downstairs.
Still playing on MLB 20. Is it worth the upgrade? It depends. I've had that question a couple of times now. Somebody specifically said that they're like 20 years into a franchise on MLB The Show 19. I don't know. The difference that 3 or 4 years could make is quite a bit. I mean, the cumulative total of the changes between MLB The Show 20 that you're on and 23 might seem like a really nice upgrade to you. So that might be worth the upgrade. If somebody's asking me, should I go from 22 to 23, I probably wouldn't recommend it, like right off the bat. But
it's a good take.
Swing and a miss, struck him
that
out.
changeup is really nice.
And now the shortstop,
Jordan Lawler. So far.
In there, and it's 0-1.
Oh, nice snag, Connor Joe.
Chris Taylor
that was going to turn into a double.
So far. First pitch just misses. Taylor in his 9th season, 33 years old, and he's a former Silver Slugger recipient in the National League.
All right. We have been mixing it up. We haven't been using curveball much, though.
They say you win.
100% he went around.
Next offering misses. 2-2. And a pitch. Goes down swinging for the strikeout. Pulled the string on the change. And welcome back.
All right, let's focus up a little bit in this at bat.
We
haven't been doing so hot.
Swing and a miss. 0-1.
He's been pitching well, but going through this middle of the order, second time through, we'll see what kind of adjustments are being
I took
made.
it off of his glove, but the Pirates have stopped using as much red in their accents.
In the dirt.
Down the zone.
On to first. Leadoff hitter retired in the 4th.
Very frustrating right there as a
that could be a good sign. You finally won the World Series. Well, here's what I'll say to you. You know, you built up 10 years of a franchise to win the World Series. Why don't you try to go back to back? You know, go for one more season. I think that could be a good sign. Go one more season, and by that point, maybe you'll be able to find MLB The Show 23 on a discount somewhere.
And ball 1.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
And a pitch. Good eye right there.
2-2 to count.
Pitch in the dirt. Full count now. Swings and misses. 2 down.
Let's judge that.
Well, kind of a weird pitch and a weird swing on that strikeout. It's just a slider that caught a lot of the plate. I'd say a very hittable location. But in the box, I think he just gave up on it way too early. And by the time he realized it was dropping into the zone, he just fires off a really poor swing.
Bay in the box here lets that one go for a ball.
G1 Bay.
Swing and a miss. That's strike one.
Come on, we're struggling to hit him
and
again.
ended up on the outside edge, just changing planes and very difficult, especially for a left-handed hitter to track.
Kershaw the 2-1. On the ground right side.
Well hit ball.
Taylor whips it to first.
Right at second.
And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Back here in the desert, John Sciambi and Chris Singleton with you. And leading off the bottom of the fourth, Sam Haggerty. Contreras back to work. And there's the strike.
So important for him to control the heart rate right now. He's got to go through the heart of this lineup.
Let's go curveball. See if we can't get a
Righty
swing on that.
delivers. Good job to fight that one off. Kicks and fires. And 1-2.
2 strikes.
It's not gonna get it done.
To the right side, Castro handles. Fires over to first. 1 up, 1 down.
Well, a well-thrown slider like that one can be tough to get in the air. Good downward break on that one.
Gurriel at the plate for the second time as he takes ball 1. He swings and fouls one off. And the righty deals. And a count 1-2.
They really haven't been able to hit him much
Wind and
today.
pitch. Fights it off. He'll see another.
A lot of fouled off
1-2 now.
balls.
Got him. And 2 away now.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher on the same page right now.
And now it's Christian Walker. Outfield playing very deep, not wanting anything over their heads.
What's up, Showtime Sports?
Christian Walker, a guy who
What's
had
up,
a really
Maggie?
successful amateur career. His college ball with the South
I'm
Carolina
doing great. How y'all
Gamecocks.
doing?
They won the College World Series twice with Walker, and he tied the College World Series record for most career hits with 28.
Christian Walker did. Wow. What did I say?
Comes
College
up
World
empty on the
Series.
swing, 0-2 now.
Another 0-2 count right here. Pitcher just in the driver's seat. He can go anywhere he wants to go right here.
Next offering down in the dirt.
0-2 count. You got the opportunity to expand the zone.
Slider
Get the
could work
chase
for
there.
us.
Let's see what he comes back
Up and
with
away.
next.
Next
Nah.
pitch off the plate.
It's
And the
not really
count
good.
is
I
even,
didn't
2-2.
set that up well.
And a swing and a miss.
Good fastball.
And that's that. Diamondbacks down quickly. They're down.
Glad you're
1-0.
enjoying it.
Back here at Chase Field. Now it's
I've been
the
enjoying this
DH,
game quite a bit,
Gio
so much so
Urshela.
that I started my separate Oakland A's
pitch.
franchise, and I'm like 3 years into that. So,
On the ground to the left.
oh man, what a grab!
Rolls across the diamond. 1 up, 1 down.
Who do they have over there at third base? Who was that? Haggerty.
Hot shots like that. That's why they call it the hot
It really
rod.
wasn't a super
That's
well
a
hit
perfect
ball, but
example, though. There's
a
no
good
way he
reaction
gloves
and
that one.
even,
If he's not dialed in, anticipating
better
something
play to get
coming
up
his
and toss
way,
it over
staying on
first
his toes
accurately.
every pitch. Really nice job to get back up, set himself, and make a strong throw across the diamond.
Next to
Henry
hit,
Davis
Henry
quietly had a hit,
Davis.
and I didn't
Oh,
even
he's looking
notice. I
great
probably
so
would have made a
far.
bigger
He
deal
helps
out of that
over
because I haven't
80%
done
of
well
your
with
first
Henry
pitches are
Davis yet.
strikes. He might be able to go the distance if he keeps this up.
Henry Davis also was a
0-2
former
now.
first-round pick.
This to center field.
It's going to be a well-hit ball, but I
Thomas
definitely
sizing it
didn't
up.
get that
No trouble
well
here.
enough to hit
Puts
that
it away
out.
for the out. And there's 2 away.
The first baseman, number 2, Connor.
Are the Pirates a
And here's
hard
the first
rebuild this
baseman,
year?
Connor Joe. He's 0 for 1.
Not really, because they have O'Neal Cruz, Cabrian Hayes, and
First
Brian
offering is
Reynolds.
fouled off.
So if you really want to, you can just build around those 3 players.
The wind of the pitch.
You just kind of need to get the pitching staff built up.
Swung on, belted.
That's the second time Connor Joe's rocked one. It's still not a home run. First one was caught.
Lawler with a relay throw, but he's in there easily.
At least he got a hit out of that one.
You connect and it jumps off your bat like that. You're thinking double at the
All right,
very
Maynard,
least.
you've struggled
Swing on it,
today.
Man, he wasn't fooled at all.
Next to hit, Monte Maynard.
If you really
First
want
offering,
to challenge
misses
to
the
build a
one.
team, I'd go with the A's. That team is in rough shape. The Pirates are a fun rebuild, though.
Good eye right there.
Struggled a little bit in this one. Couple of strikeouts earlier, but doing a much better job in this at bat to get ahead and find a good hitter's count at 2-0.
Oh,
There's
that's
a fly ball
destroyed.
deep
Please
right
tell me
field.
that's out of here.
Out of here.
Freaking Monte Maynard. Number 1
The second
overall
of the
draft
year,
pick,
and they
baby.
add to their
Number
lead.
1
It's
overall
3-0.
draft pick. We don't need no generational talents. I don't need no 80 overall A potential. Give me my 72 overall Monte Maynard, and I'm pretty happy. What a freaking
Good
beast.
hitter gets pitch recognition early. He saw exactly where that was going to be.
Monte
The
Maynard
challenge,
is
not
making a
getting
name for
over-anxious
himself
and
as a
come out of your
Pittsburgh
swing.
Pirate.
He stayed on it and
I
got all
freaking
of it.
love this draft pick.
Two
I'm glad
outs,
you guys
nobody
told
on.
me to keep his
And
name and
now
leave him
Leody
as he is.
Taveras.
What an absolute beast. 2-run
First
shot
pitch
off
doesn't
Clayton
find the
Kershaw.
zone. And there's the strike.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
The 1-1. In the air,
Ooh,
right
just
field.
underneath of
Ken
that
Zone
one, I believe.
moving to his left. He's got it, and that'll end the inning. Cannonball coming. It's now 3-0. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And here's the catcher, Gabriel Moreno. That one fouled off.
Well, these Diamondbacks, they're not going to be happy with the at-bats they've been having so far. Just 1 base runner to this point, and it's not exactly early anymore. They have guys in this lineup capable of sparking something.
like he's
but
waiting
it just
for a
hasn't happened
fastball.
for him yet.
And the 0-2. And that one upstairs.
Well, after scoring runs, this is where you're looking for that shutdown inning. Get that hot team back in there to swing the bats.
Next pitch is in the dirt. And the count is
He's got some good
2-2.
discipline. Just slide her down and away
And he
again.
deals. Ripped
Well
on the
hit
ground
ball.
a second.
Castro will have no problem with that.
Over
though.
to Joe. And the leadoff hitter retired in the 5th.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense
Where am I
work
from?
behind
I'm
it with another
from
ground
Pittsburgh.
ball. Good execution.
Next to hit for Arizona, Alec
Honestly,
Thomas.
that's
He
so
popped out to the
that's
catcher his
straight up
first
facts,
time up.
Chris. The reason the show's so good is the storylines that it creates.
Pitch misses inside, and that's ball 1.
Yeah, you get way better storylines in a game like the show than you do in most other games. Like, you got to really work
Strike.
in other games to try to come up with storylines. Don't get me wrong, I've always had fun
And a
creating
1-1.
draft classes for Madden or whatever it might be,
There's a
or
strike.
playing
Had a pretty good look
FIFA
at
and,
that
and making a
pitch,
name
and not
for,
sure exactly
lower end
what
players,
tied him up there. Couldn't
building
pull
up
the
a really
trigger.
good club, things like
And
that.
perhaps
But
the best pitch you'll see in this at bat to hit.
none of
In
it
the
compares
dirt,
to
throw
how
first.
how good you
Home half of the 5th inning,
can do
moving
that type
along,
of stuff
2
in the
quick
show and how
outs.
it just happens
Ketel
naturally.
Marte up to the plate.
I didn't realize that the Diamondbacks still had Ketel Marte. I don't know why I thought
And
they
he
traded him.
swings and misses at the initial offering. And that's in for a strike.
Well, this offense
I'm gonna
has
do
just been
something I
locked
don't
down
usually do
almost
and go
5
3
full
straight
innings of shutout
fastballs.
baseball.
Because he's just sitting here.
And a pop-up right
on, Connor
side,
Joe.
foul territory. And a foul ball.
That's what I'm spinning that.
Righty to the plate. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. The wind to the pitch. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball.
Appreciate the kind words, Ozzy. You know I always appreciate when you tune in.
That's out to
By far one of my
field.
most loyal
Tavares settles
subscribers.
under it. And that's the inning. So 1, 2, 3 go the top of the 6th inning. At the plate for Pittsburgh, Brian Hayes. The big lefty turns, kicks, deals. And that one just misses. A ball and no strikes.
They are warming guys up.
With some movement in the pen. Trey
Makes sense.
Jamison
I mean,
up and throwing for
let up
manager
3
Troy
runs,
Lavello.
2 home runs
Kelly
at this
warming
point.
up as well. Next one misses. 2 balls, no strikes.
Definitely a swing and miss slider down and in. He
Paid
finished
Marte.
that
Wish
really
they
well.
hadn't, because I
Just
really
couldn't
like
get
him.
him
And
to offer at
Diamondbacks
it.
suck. Well,
And that one is lifted in the air.
Diamond. I mean, he's kind of the face of their
And
franchise,
an
I guess, at this
automatic
point,
double
right?
as
So
it hops. Trey Jamison
at
gets
least
the ball
they,
to the men.
Just trying to
At
keep
least they
this
were
one
able to
close
pay him
here, and this is
and
where a
keep him around,
bullpen can
but-
give their guys a chance to fight back into the game.
to me, they seem
And
like a
first
team that is
offering is
willing to
fouled
try to
off.
build a team, a little bit more so than certain teams.
Hayes at second with nobody out.
I mean, Dre Jamison. I'm going to try to hop on this as soon as I can and try to hit one hard.
And the right-hander deals.
That
And
won't
that
do it.
one in the air center field. Thomas pulls it down, and there's one away.
Where do they have Ketel Marte playing?
Rodolfo Castro, the next Pirate to hit.
What position is Ketel Marte now? Because at one point in time he was listed as a shortstop. He's not in center
Ground ball,
field.
base knock. Here comes Hayes around third. He will score,
what is
and
he?
it's 4-0.
Well, clearly he was ready to hit right there. Wasn't able to elevate that one, but he sure hit it hard enough to get through the infield. There's not a whole lot of time for the defenders to react and
Center
try
fielder.
to make a play when it's ripped like
Right?
that.
He's not in center field right now. Not
So
in this
next to
lineup.
the plate for Pittsburgh,
Or am I just
Ji-Hwan Bae.
seeing it as I thought somebody else was out there?
And a foul ball. Jamison, in his second season, he features a 4-seam fastball, a sinker, a slider, a changeup, and occasionally mixes in the slurve.
He's DHing. Okay.
At the belt and fires. He swings and hits a fly ball, center field.
Oh,
And there are 2 outs. Man at first. Next is the Pirates DH, Gio Urshela.
Gio Urshela.
That one lifted to left. Gurriel has
okay,
it
that's a
sized
little bit
up.
far to the right,
Brings
a
it
little
in
bit
for the third
It's
out.
like I really thought I hit that one
apparent.
well.
Welcome back,
over-adjusted.
bottom of the 6th. Now it's the
We're
right
getting
fielder,
tired. Bottom of the
Dominic
6th.
Canzone.
Let's stretch somebody out at least. What is it? 4-0. So we could probably get away with one of our bottom end pitchers.
The pitch. And that's in for a strike.
If we need them anyway. We just hit yellow after that pitch.
And now the count is even. Left-hand batter waits.
Ball.
That one fouled off, 2-2.
Bay might be able to get to that. No. Not quite fast enough. Let's hit him with the curveball. Just don't leave it hanging.
Can't
Good
connect on the
pitch.
curveball, struck him out.
Well, that's pretty much the dream 2-strike curveball. If you're the pitcher, hard downward break at the very end that just dips below the swing path. And they say pitchers want to try to bounce that pitch right on top of the plate. So that was exactly what he was looking for on the mound.
On the ground to first.
Another easy
And he
out.
handles it himself for the out.
We might be able to try
Now
to
it's the
stretch
second
Contreras
baseman, Chris
to
Taylor.
7. We're getting real dangerous if we do try it, though.
Fought off foul.
We'll take some quick outs.
Next pitch is downstairs. On the ground to third. Hayes.
Nice on a hop.
That
Beautiful
ends the
play, Key. Yeah, I really appreciate the 30 people that are
Nothing doing
tuned in
for
that have
Arizona.
stuck around, man.
And welcome back. And now the catcher comes
It's great
up
to
him.
be able
Henry
to
Davis.
have a consistent
Right-hander
audience.
back to work.
Really makes everything
All
worth
wrong,
it,
no
especially when you
strikes.
guys tell me, like some of you have in the chat tonight, you know, some of my tips and tricks have helped you out in certain ways, or you're looking forward to
Just
certain
off the
tips and tricks
inside
videos.
edge. Is there a little wrinkle to that? I think there was.
Yeah. A little slider action.
Late on that fastball.
As a hitter, you got to learn something from that pitch. He clearly wasn't timed up on the fastball. In a 2-0 count, you have to be ready to do damage.
Lifted in the air, right center field. Makes the grab on the run. One away. Up next for the Pirates, Connor Joe.
Typically, I wouldn't keep a guy like Connor Joe around, but I actually really like the production that he's been able to give to us. He had that broken arm or broken leg in the first season, so we never really got to see much out of him or what he could do.
And a swing and a miss.
As I
Now 2
swing.
out.
I'd strike
So
myself
the
out
lineup
pretty
flips
badly.
over. Monte Maynard, the next to hit. And he swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Now
Pittsburgh sucks
1-1.
at baseball. That is facts.
Here's a 1-1. And there's a foul ball. Two outs. Swings through it, and that's a
I really didn't
strikeout.
think I was going to stay up
And
there.
1-2-3 go the Pirates. But they're in front 4-0. Set for the last half of the 7th.
All right,
And
let's see
now
if we
it's
can
switch
push through
hitting
this
third
inning.
baseman Sam Haggerty.
It's 4-0. I really shouldn't be doing this,
done a
but
lot better than we would have expected, and the hitters just don't seem to have the right game plan. They're taking too many mistake pitches for
Okay.
called strikes.
that's
This
probably a
looks like
sign
extra
that we should make a
bases.
change.
Around first, heading for 2. And he's got a leadoff double.
Good piece of hitting going the other way with that pitch to beat the shift. You know, not a lot of guys are willing to do that, even with the shift on, because they're
I
looking
want to
to
do a
play the
mound
ball with
visit.
authority, but it's a pretty easy hit if you
Tell
want.
Ronzi
You can
to
feel
get
this
it
crowd
together here
waking
real
up a bit
quick.
here as the guys are starting to make some noise with their bats.
Here's Gurriel in there for strike 1.
I'm
If you're
confident
gonna
we
get
can
something
get an
going,
out,
this is the time
at
to
least
do it.
one,
You get the leadoff man
before we have to
on.
call in a
Everybody's
pitcher.
gonna look over the shoulder and say, I'm just going to keep the line moving. Don't try to do too much.
Next pitch is outside. No outs. Runner on second. Fouls that off to the left, and we'll do it again. And a ball evens the count.
Well, this is a guy that can be frustrating for pitchers because
Maybe.
he fouls off
Maybe
so
not.
many pitches and grinds out the at-bat. I'm sure there's
First ball.
sometimes where pitcher would rather just give up a first pitch single.
Oh,
Swing
down
and
the
a
swing on
miss.
it.
Struck him out. Not what you're looking for after the leadoff double. A strikeout, and there's one away. Walker up to hit for the 3rd time as he lays off inside ball 1.
Gonna bring in Seymour.
And the Pirates manager making his left-hander out of the bullpen, Ian Seymour.
Switch it
He's
up.
making his 4th appearance of the season. Swing, and this one's bounced to the ground. And he picks it up in foul territory.
Man, he's really had
And
4
a pop-up,
appearances.
right
That's
side,
crazy.
foul territory. Joe racing over to make the catch. Here's the catcher, Gabriel Moreno. And first offering is fouled off.
These fans, they are ready to cheer about
How's Chapman to
something.
use her? I actually really
Oh,
like
Josie
having
waves
Chapman
at
on the
that
team.
one.
That's my first
Got
time
it by
using
him
him,
for
at
the
least in
K.
franchise mode. I think I've had him in
One
DD
left for
before,
Arizona.
but he's
Back
very
here at the ballpark, ready
inconsistent,
to begin the
as
eighth. Now
a lot of
here is
people say he
Leody
is.
Taveras.
So he'll give you
Jason
some
back
really good
to work.
performances, and then he'll also really
And
suck at
first
times.
offering is fouled off.
Just control-wise. He just has no control. He throws fast, throws hard. Never ends up where we're trying to actually throw it, though. I like him as an addition to this bullpen for sure, though. I mean, to be honest with you, he's an upgrade on all the 65 overalls that the Pirates have. One of the things is, like, I kind of get used to missing the meter or pitches not going exactly where I want them to.
And safe. It's a stolen base.
So, like, it's kind of predictable. Like, you can kind of predict where his pitches are going to miss your location at, if that makes sense.
You see that plus speed, and he needed every last bit of it to swipe that
what the
bag.
heck?
Such a threat on the bases.
Runner at second, nobody out. Next offering is fouled back. Right-hander kicks, deals. Ripped to third and caught. And stepping in is the speedy O'Neal Cruz. To the right side.
Little soft for the ball. No, don't go home. You're not beating that throw.
Stop sign goes up at third. Runners at the corners with one out.
Well, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing around right there. Just a cookie down the middle. I mean, those are the ones you dream about. Ones in the cage, you're just hoping you get in the ball game. Right down the middle, not a whole lot of velocity. Right on top of it.
Castro at the plate and takes high there.
This situation, he's trying to get you to pop something up or jam you. That's a really good take, knowing you got an opportunity to drive in a run.
Stance
Over to
sucks.
first, and he's safe. Runners are at the corners, one away.
I mean, they just don't look good.
Another move to first, and they're keeping him close. Sharp grounder, that's
ball.
through
Come
for
on,
a
get over
base
third.
hit.
You can beat
The
that
run
throw.
scores from third.
If you can't beat
It's
that throw, you're cut.
5-0. Throw comes in and holds the runner at third. They're at the corners now with still only one away. And now here's a speed threat. Outfielder Ji-Hwan Bae. Third baseman playing on the edge of the grass looking for the sac bunt. First offering and it just misses.
Oh yeah, Pittsburgh definitely could have afforded him for a year. That's one of the things that's honestly kind of bizarre with the Pirates is, like,
That one missing inside.
with how low their payroll is, there's quite a few free agents out there that they could afford to bring in on just 1 year kind of bridge player contracts to fill roles.
Next offering way upstairs.
Like Chapman,
He's getting a
for
little
example.
frustrated out there on the mound, getting hit around a little bit. Let's see if he can settle himself down.
That one blasted deep to right. This
That
one's
just
got a
felt so
chance.
good.
And that one is into the
It
pool
just
and gone. A
feels so
towering
good
shot
when
to
you
right.
hit a home
His
run
first homer of the
and you
year,
really get a
and they
perfect
throw
in
3 on
MLB
the
The Show
board.
23.
It's
Feels
8-0.
so good. What's up, Max Remler? Thanks for tuning in. Let's go Pirates. I agree. You commented at the perfect time. Ji-Hwan Bae with a 3-run. I think that's a no. It should have been a no-doubt home run. But I guess he doesn't have that much power.
Miguel Castro. This is his third time out this year. Gio Urshela to the plate. And that's in there for strike one. Right-handed reliever. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. And down on strikes. Now 2 away. 2 out. Base is empty. Henry Davis getting ready to hit. 1 for 3. First offering misses badly for ball 1. Activity in the Arizona bullpen. Chris Davinsky up and throwing. Line drive, base hit.
Now, I wouldn't say that my team is really good per se. I probably need to go up on skill
Solid
level.
swing from start to end.
We do
On time
definitely
with
have the
everything.
key
Really good
players in
balance,
place
nice extension,
to
and he
begin
made it
to
out
be
front for the line
competitive.
drive knock.
Joe in the box with 2 gone, and takes a look at a called strike.
But I do love this team as well.
And he's down 0-2 as he swings
And I
through
definitely,
it.
He finds himself in
I
a tough
mostly agree with your
situation
comment.
early.
We just
gonna
got to
try
develop some of
simplify
these
it. Take
guys a
a
little
knock
bit
the
better.
other way if you can.
And here it comes. Fly ball down the line.
Ooh.
Canzone towards the line, looking up, makes a one-handed catch. But the big blow of the inning comes right here. A 3-run homer.
I was honestly not
It's
expecting
now
that
an
out of Bay.
8-0 game. You're dialed into the
Ooh.
show.
Turned on that thing and ripped it.
Back here in the desert,
Leading
ready
off.
for the bottom of the 8th. Here's the center fielder,
The seventh
Alec
fielder.
Thomas.
Who's on the mound right now? Seymour still. Well, may as well keep
And a
going with him.
pitch.
Had no issues with
Swing
him.
and a pop-up in foul ground. And no one can get to it. It's a foul ball. Next offering is in for a strike.
What's his potential this year? I think they gave him like 87.
Try to get him to chase on the change.
I might have bumped his
One ball.
potential.
2 strikes.
Kicks and deals.
Ball.
And that's down and
I think
away.
I bumped it to A, like low A. Mainly because
Line drive, Cruz.
it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense that
in
he's one of the
plenty of
best
time to
defensive
first.
third basemen
One
in
gone
the
to the
league.
bottom of the 8th.
And the Pirates
An
paid him a
outstanding
contract,
hitter
which
in Ketel
they don't really
Marte.
do that often.
That one's in there.
Thinking he would
0-1.
be the next McCutcheon, right? So, like, he should have McCutcheon-esque potential.
Up the middle.
Oh, I took a bad
and
angle
it
there.
gets by him. So up next, Dominic Canzone. First pitch, and that's in for a strike.
Honestly, this Seymour dude, like,
Marte stands at first with 1 out.
really
Hard
good
hit
for
left
what he
side.
is.
And that's a fair ball. Lead runner around second.
Dude, come on.
Here comes
You
Marte
gotta be kidding me.
around third. He'll score easily, and they're on the
Oh,
board.
you gotta be
but
kidding
lots
me.
of
Why did he
ground to
misplay
make
that
up.
off the wall?
He's in there.
Who is that, though? I mean, we can't really complain about giving up 1 run, but... ball right there. Who do I have him left? Is that Jack? No, that's Bay. Okay, well, I guess he's kind of out of position. He really did run to try to get there. I could have taken a better angle than that.
Now up next for Arizona,
I won't
Jordan
blame him.
Lawler. In there for strike 1.
0-1's the count.
Ian Seymour was a Rule 5 draft pick. We brought him over. I don't know
Lifted in
what
the
team
air,
he was
right
on.
field. Maynard under it. Squeezes it. Runner
Nah,
tags
nah,
for home.
you ain't beating Maynard. Oh, come
home.
on.
He beats it. It's 8-2.
In that situation,
Beg
you're
it.
looking to get something
Maynard,
up in the zone that you
Maynard
can
does
put in
not
the air.
have
Worst case
an elite
scenario,
arm
a
yet.
sacrifice fly to drive in that runner from third.
And I also threw that thing
Batter
on
now,
side.
Chris Taylor.
Dang it.
And he swings and misses at the initial offering. And downstairs.
Really hoping for the shutout, but that's all right.
On the ground. And that's just foul. And the pitch. Pulls the string with the changeup.
Seymour
struck
is
him
by
out.
no means a perfect relief pitcher, but
Welcome back.
being a
digging
Rule
in,
5 draft pick,
Monte
I'll take the
Maynard.
performance that he's given us.
Castro back to work. And the pitch is outside, ball 1. And that's outside.
No, that pitch not even close. A 2-0 count now. He
Absolutely.
can't be over-aggressive.
Do you- is it
Gotta make
sold
sure that
out
pitch is
for
right on
opening
the
day?
tee for him.
Colin?
Left-hand hitter waits.
Ball, that's out.
I think I have a couple of friends that are going to that game.
There's a strike. Swings through that one for strike 2.
Didn't recognize off speed. Thought it was fastball. A little bit out in front.
3-2 now. Gets a piece and stays alive. The pitch. That one misses, so a leadoff walk.
Well, a breaking ball in that 3-2 count kind of tells
Honestly,
you
right
that
now, I
that's the
should
pitch he
probably
has the
just be
most
simming
confidence
through
in
this
right
game.
now. Just couldn't find the strike zone.
Checks over to first, back safely.
Yeah, I kind of wish that they never got rid of Josh Bell.
Grounder might be 2. 1 at second. Over to first, safe.
Shout out to Marquise Wade in the chat, who can't play MLB The Show because he got in trouble the day it came out. Come on, man.
First pitch, not close.
Gotta know, buddy. You gotta keep it. You gotta keep yourself squeaky clean on the release of MLB The Show.
And he works in a changeup. Now one missed.
No strike.
Did I not just hit his elbow? That literally looked like it went right through his elbow.
And now 2 balls and a strike.
Good speed on the base pass. He handles the bat very
What
well.
was- what did they get back for Bell?
Skipper puts on
Move over to first, trying to keep him close. And a pitch. Check swing. Went around.
I tried to check that
is
one.
strike 2. Swing and a miss. Slider got him for strike 3.
No need to deviate from the slider right there. The hitter just not making the adjustment. He came at him with the breaking ball, pitch after pitch in that at bat, and evidently there was no answer for it.
Cruz in the box now.
What did they get back for Josh Bell? Traded Josh Bell. Eddie Yeen. Will Crow. Yeah, and Will Crow and Eddie Yeen have not been great. That wasn't a very good trade, let's be honest. I chase horrible pitches too. Don't feel bad. Facts, dude. Facts. 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 Facts.
You want him to go early in the count.
I apologize for my repetitive chasing of terrible pitches, my friends.
So the hitter can focus on the pitch.
Ball, 1 strike.
Tavares.
But hey, I still got 8 runs on the board, so.
So a foul ball makes it 1-2.
Man. Crank that. Wow, was I early on that pitch.
Hit well.
Boom. Let's
And
go.
gone.
Another really satisfying bat crack.
He sends it out of here. 3rd home run of the season. It's 10-2.
We hit double digits, ladies and gentlemen.
He handled a pretty good changeup down in the zone right there. To me, that says he was looking
destroyed
down,
it.
and that's why
Let's
he was
go,
able to
O'Neal.
stay on it so well, not get out in front, and hit that ball a long way.
And now here is
Ball 1.
Rodolfo Castro. The 1-0. Out in front
Way
with the
too early.
swing, and that is strike 1. Plenty of offense in this one, Singy. I guess you'd say kind of what we expected, though.
Well, this was a game, looking at the pitching matchup, where you expected offense to score, and not as lopsided as this. But, yeah, you definitely expected to see some offense coming up.
Seriously, though, like that, in my review, that's like the... I should have put in the sounds of the back crack. My buddy was right when he watched the review. He was like, you know, kind of missed the opportunity to actually put in the sounds of the back crack. Yeah, it is really good.
Spoils that
It's
one, and it
really good.
remains 2-2. And now it's filled up.
Oh, I'm sure. That's why I haven't gone up
He's
to higher
potentially
difficulties yet.
back
That's why I'm
coming up.
staying on All-Star right now, because I don't know how well I'll fare with a slider that starts in the zone and ending up a foot off the plate. I'm just happy that I'm actually being productive on All-Star because that's a step
The
in the right
3-2
direction
is
for me.
off the outside edge, and that is ball 4.
I didn't even notice we had Rodolfo
Rodolfo
Castro going up against Miguel Castro.
Is going to have a very aggressive secondary lead. So ball down the line or into the gap will produce
Castro
a 2-out
Castro.
RBI, and those are the best. That is, if you are the offensive side of it.
Bay
sinker,
stands in
slider,
now
and change.
watches strike 1.
Would explain why he's been throwing so many sliders.
The next offering misses. 1 and
ball,
1.
1 strike.
And a pitch.
That's ball 2.
No, yeah, this announcer dude definitely pronounces one like Juan.
That
Juan.
misses the zone. Now 3 and 1.
First pitch strike from the pitcher, but then no panic at all.
I noticed
The
it
hitter
the other
very
day on
patient,
stream.
showing good discipline.
He's like
Now
Juan
he's
and
in the
Juan.
driver's seat with the 3-1 count.
3-1.
I'm
And
like,
he
I
couldn't
don't.
come up with it.
Yeah, 3
Do you
Juan.
think you could draw a walk in
Not
the bigs
one.
if we gave you enough at bats?
Oh, that's a good question.
I thought I was going crazy, but I know
I
I'm
think
not.
that
now.
if they gave the pitcher a false scouting report on me, yes, I think I could draw a walk. Now on the mound for the Diamondbacks, Chris Davinsky.
And with the big deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind. Every outing matters for relievers and their numbers, but I think it's tough to get up for this type of appearance the same way you would for one in a close game.
The next pitch misses, and it's 2 and 1. First and second, 2 down.
Ooh. Definitely should have had that one.
And the righty deals. Battling here as he fouls it away. The 2-2. Right through there, got him. Good job at damage control right there. Another look at this 2-run homer for Pittsburgh. And now an 8-run lead at 10-2.
I do like the red accents a little bit. Maybe I'll leave them for O'Neal.
Back here at Chase Field, we head to the bottom of the ninth.
Do we just
And
keep
now,
going with
Sam
Seymour?
Haggerty.
Yeah, why
The
not?
pitch. Fouled off. He was late. Here comes a pitch. And it's even
That's a
up.
ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And that's in there at the knees. Next pitch is inside. And that's ball 2. Hacks and misses.
Oh,
It's
what was
a
that
strikeout.
swing? Did you see? It was like, he like went around his head.
Now batting, left
Here's
fielder,
Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
Gurriel.
in there, and it's 0-1.
Well, impressed that he went right after him on that first pitch. That's the key.
I mean,
Try
I
to
got
get ahead
nothing
in
to
the
lose.
count, and you can play
If they
around a
score
little bit
8
more as
runs,
the
then
at-bat
something's
expands.
wrong. Of course,
Here's
I'm going
the
to go
0-2.
right after him.
Slow roller to third. Hayes picks it up, gathers, and throws to first. 2 up, 2 down. And now the first baseman, Christian Walker. And that's in there for strike 1.
Screw it, 2 up top.
That one drifts inside. And now the lefty. Swing and a miss. Nice changeup.
Clearly all in on the fastball right there, but it was a changeup. Bottom just fell out of it. He's going to have to make an adjustment.
Game.
And a swing and a
2
miss.
dubs.
And
Let's go.
that is the ball game.
This is a huge win to take this series on the road before heading back home. You go home
Big
feeling good about
dubs.
yourselves. You've got some good momentum. But at home, you also have a higher expectation to play well. So they're going to have to maintain
We
the
get
focus.
0
Those fans
earned
are
runs
expecting
out
a
of
lot.
Roanzi.
10-2 the
O'Neal
final in
Cruz
this
3
one.
for 5
Chris
home run, 1
Singleton
for
and our
4 with
entire
Barry with a
outstanding
home
crew
run,
here
2
at
for 5
MLB
with
The Show.
Key,
I'm John Shambi. We'll see
and
you
Monte
soon.
Maynard 1 for 4. Seymour's kind of nasty. I know, right? Like, so Seymour was a starting pitching prospect that we bumped over to our bullpen. He was like a 68 B potential guy that we got in the Rule 5 draft. That was a big pickup. Like, you're not wrong, dude. It's kind of nasty. All right, so where are we at in the division? 8-4 on top of the division. Playing pretty good. Pretty good. Brewers 6-6, Reds 5-7, Cardinals 5-7, Cubs 5-7. You love to see the Cardinals not have a positive record. As long as that's the case, we could probably win the division. The Brewers at 6-6 might concern me a little bit. Let's look at the division's rosters, just out of curiosity. So we got the Cardinals, who have Goldschmidt, Arenado. Surprised Goldschmidt's rating went back up this year. Did he do really well last year? Like in real life? That 317? Yeah, I guess that's fair. I don't know why his rating ever went down. Because the year before, he also batted 294 and 304 before that. Dude's just a beast. Cardinals are really who we got to look out for. The Brewers are just about as good. And they have the best pitching staff in the division. Burns, Peralta, Woodruff. But it really drops off after those three. You see Kikuchi. Right now it's Jansen Junk. And closing pitcher and a relief pitcher. So we really don't have to worry about their lineup. Their lineup is looking a little weak. Okay, so we should be able to pitch fine against them. And then the Reds are not great. Okay. Honestly, though, he was in MVP running last year. I didn't know that. I mean, it makes sense. I've always known Paul Goldschmidt's a very good player. I just don't, like, last year or the year before, they had his rating down at like an 80-something. Maybe just because of his age. We have maybe the best potential team. Pitching-wise, like, we're not there yet, right? I mean, Mitch Keller's our best pitcher. We only have one guy in the 80s, but, like, roster-wise, I really think that we'll be competitive in this division. We probably could have been last year, let's be honest. Let's take a look at the calendar. We got the Brewers next, which should be an interesting one. I might play that one. Probably not going to play that today. We should look at this roster, though. Oh, geez, we got the spam in the chat. Maggie, appreciate you tuning in. I'll see you. Try not to spam. So what we could add is what? We've been doing well with Keller when we pitch, Contreras, Clevenger, Leiter, and Priester. We really don't need to do anything to our pitching staff, and we have a couple of guys waiting in the wings. So I don't necessarily know that we need to make a change or a move. I still think we could add to our bullpen, so that might be something worth looking around for. Seymour is kind of dirty. We got Richie Riley, but I don't think he's the ideal match yet. I think he's got a little ways to go before he should be up. And Johan Oviedo might not be the best. I haven't actually physically used him, though. I'm pretty sure that's all simulation results. So, being that we know that we can be competitive and where we stand right now, maybe adding a bullpen arm is the move. I'm pretty happy with both of our catchers. I'd like to do a little bit better at the plate with Henry Davis, but he's got time to come along. And Endy's doing well. Mason Martin, I can't complain about. 2 home runs and batting .270. See you tomorrow, Jacob. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for commenting. Yeah, another bullpen arm. Okay. My strategy for scouting is typically to find players that have the best potential range and just focus on those players. That's literally what it boils down to. And every single draft that I've had, which is close to 10 now, I've gotten pretty much all A's and B's. I'm always more focused on potential than overall, though, so that does kind of bite me in the butt. But like first and second round, I'll focus on the combination of potential and overall, and that's how you end up with a guy like the great Monte Maynard, of course. There we go. So what else we got? So first baseman Mason Martin, can't complain. Second baseman Rodolfo Castro, I've been really appreciating his input so far. Termarr Johnson has been a disappointment up until this point. I think I might need to player lock a few games with him, if I'm being completely honest. So player lock Termarr Johnson, perhaps. Gio Urshela has not been great to this point, though I think that we still have ways to go before we make that call. Yeah, I don't really discover. Do you do discovery? Just out of curiosity, I've been trying to get other people's opinions, but like every time I've discovered prospects, it hasn't worked particularly well. Like there have been weeks that I set it to discover and they came back with nobody, even though they have a good discovery rating. So really good performances out of Cruz and Bay. McCutchen has been good when I've played with him. It's kind of a shame that in the sim his average has dropped. Can't complain about Connor Joe either. His flexibility is really nice. Tavares has been fantastic. Jack Sawinski is good in the games that we've played with him. Hasn't played well in simulations, but that's okay. And Monte Maynard's been great. So let's go with a bullpen arm. But the question is, who? Let's look around for some potential bullpen arms. Let me look at my phone real quick. Just check my messages. What's the best way to do this? Player search. Trade block. That's the best way to do this. Trade talks. Set my trade block. Trades. View trade block. Here we go. Bunch of starting pitchers on the block. Actually, some pretty solid relief pitchers on the block. Trevor Stephen, Brewster Gratterall. I've used him in the past. I really like that age and overall combo. I mean, getting a 78 overall B potential with 99 velocity could be a massive upgrade to the bullpen. 25 years old is wild. Have to re-sign him, but that's okay. We could get him back. We could also go the veteran route. Yeah, I saw Giancarlo Stanton on the trade block. He's only a 79, which is kind of wild. If I was like, screw it, let's have some fun, I'd bring in Stanton just for the funsies. Just to destroy home runs. Teams interested. Pirates. See, it has Pirates as the top team interested on both of these. I don't know how to pronounce this name, so I'm not going to trade for him. Somebody can let me know in the chat if you know how to pronounce that. Loisiga? I don't know. Colin McHugh's out here. Lance Lynn. Fred Mel Reyes is out here. Okay. Hector Neris. He's getting up there in age. So is Chris Martin. Loisiga. Appreciate it, Nicholas. I'm glad somebody knows. Yeah, I'm not really looking to add somebody older. Just out of genuine curiosity, I'm kind of also looking through all of the other potential players that are available. Because you do usually get some good age and overall combos. Some of these teams, like a 23-year-old Andy Pages. Oh, I can't believe he's out here on the trade block. 20-year-old Carson Williams on the trade block. Jeez. A lot of shortstops. No A potentials, which surprises me. Typically, you see a lot of A potentials on the trade block at this point. Let's see what it would take to get... Where was he at? Brewster Gratterall. What are they looking for? Left field, third base, center field, shortstop. Well, we could send a Leover Peguero type of player. That actually gets pretty close because position players are valued pretty highly. Connor Joe. How does that equal out? Is it because he's on the trade block? Or do I have something messed up here? I might have force trades on because let's see. If I give them like a 20-year-old C, no. What? Okay. It's because he's on the trade block. Could go with like Matt Frazier. I don't know that I need Matt Frazier in the long term. And at 26 years old, he's not super athletic, not a super good defensive player. That does give them a center fielder. A center fielder that's almost the best center fielder on their roster. Okay. I mean, that's 26C, 72. I'd say we should probably throw in something else. Let's find a position that they're like short at, right? I don't have a whole lot going on at shortstop. I don't want to give up any Bs or anything. Shortstop, third base. They have a couple of D potentials. An older guy. They could just use a general third base prospect. Andres Alvarez, Jared Triolo, one of these kinds of guys. Andres, yeah. And that puts the bar slightly in their favor. That gives them another guy that's automatically third best at that position and has C potential, so they'll at least have this guy around with some potential to help. I mean, he's a good defensive player, good speed, flexible, can play multiple positions. I like this trade. Probably was not going to hang on to Matt Frazier long term anyway. So that means we now have to move some things around because I'm sure what's-his-face was in AAA. So we'll probably have to put Lonnie White into AAA or somebody. And we also sent, what, third baseman? So I need to add another player to Double-A. How about Jacob Gonzalez? And then relief pitchers, we move Richie Riley down to Triple-A. Perfect. And that puts Gratterall as basically our top relief pitcher in the bullpen, outside of Bednar, of course. What was that guy's name again? Siga. So the first I, you don't really say it. Loasiga. Loasiga. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that, honestly. I like that move because that helps beef up our bullpen. It gets us a guy that's younger. We will have to re-sign him, but he's also the type of relief pitcher that I like. He just has a big arm. You know that he's going to be able to blow a pitch by him. What pitch? What is he? Primary pitch exceeds max velocity limit. Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. So the max velocity limit is what, 99? So this guy's going to be able to hit into the hundreds. What does he have pitch-wise? Pitching. He's got a pink glove. Might have to switch that up just because it doesn't match at all with the Pirates stuff. Pitching types. Sinker, cutter, slider, four-seam. Probably should have paid attention to that prior to getting him, but you can always change them. Sinker, four-seam, slider, cutter. Nothing. Well, I guess your sinker is your vertical breaking pitch. I'm cool with that. Adjust that glove slightly. I mean, I don't know. Pink's kind of cool. It's unique. Maybe it has something to do with, you know, like breast cancer awareness or something. I'm not going to change it. Looks solid as it is. Let's rock with it. Save the franchise. So I just want to say I really appreciate everybody tuning in that was able to tune in tonight. I think we're going to leave it off right there. I think that's actually a pretty good place to stop. That would put us at close to 3 hours, I think, something like that. Pirates backup will go over top of this one. If you guys have any questions or anything for me, leave them in the chat right now while I'm finishing up saving and everything. I did want to comment real quick. I did start my road to the show. I got drafted by the Oakland A's, which conveniently is a team that I like. And I already had a no-hitter in like my second game. I don't know if there's a way to see that or not, but I did already have a no-hitter with my starting pitcher down here in the minor leagues. So anyway, yeah, appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you guys go hit the links down in the description. Check out the merch shop. Go buy a t-shirt, guys, so that next time you're watching one of these streams, you can support me in style. There's a lot of really good stuff on that website. Without further ado, though, I'm going to kind of end things off here, and hope that you guys will at least leave a like on your way out, subscribe if you haven't, and leave a comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next video, and hope you have a good one.